Away we go from College Station. And as you'd expect, it's a touchback. So here comes Garrett Nussmeier. Just his 9th start. Waited his turn behind Jaden Daniels, Heisman Trophy winner. Made the most of his opportunities, but this is a big moment for him, and his poise will be tested tonight.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to break some trends, Ty, because they have been a team that is 60-40, but instead of run to pass, it's pass to run. And in fact, they're 115th in the nation when it comes to how often they're running the football. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to get that going and then get to that play action pass.
Hayden Durham, the true freshman tailback. We saw him emerge against South Carolina early in the season. He's become their featured back. He goes out in the flat, but Nussmeier's looking across the middle. It's a low throw, and it's incomplete. The impact players tonight, Kirk?
Well, I think Aaron Anderson on the perimeter is going to have to get some catches underneath, number one. You just mentioned what Durham can be. We saw that at South Carolina from that game on. He's been their go-to back. I think it's helped him a lot. Sporting on the edge, 11. He's a top 10 pick. And then Dalton Brooks, this secondary is going to be busy. He's got to lead the way tonight.
Mason Taylor, the tight end, comes in motion. There are 3 receivers as they hit it to Durham running left, and the Aggies fly downhill and knock it down behind the line. Torian York, the alpha linebacker of this defense.
Well, he did a good job of getting through this defense, or the offensive line. DJ Chester, the center, watch him miss his block. He's trying to get out there and try to get up to that next level off of that. See him, he goes right through him, his inside shoulder.
Exactly what Brian Kelly was talking about, Kirk, a 3rd and long. And here comes the pass rush. It is deafening. Aggies bring pressure again. Nussmeier slings it sidearm, incomplete. It was just behind Mason Taylor, and a quick 3-and-out for LSU.
Mike, the reason you heard Brian Kelly say we got to stay out of these 3rd and longs is because this is Mike Elko's baby. He shows pressure here, and then at the snap of the ball, they show it, back out of it. Pressure comes from the other side. So you put a lot of stress on the quarterback and especially a lot on that offensive line in these 3rd downs against Mike Elko defense.
So LSU losing yardage on the opening series. And Peyton Todd to punt it away. Jabray Barber comes up, slides, and makes a fair catch after a short punt. Just 38 yards. So here comes Connor Wegman. Mississippi State threw a couple interceptions, had a few more that could have been picked off tonight. So LSU's going to try to harass him and force him into some inaccurate throws at the end.
And I think anytime you have a quarterback that gets a little streaky, you want to try to settle him in with Colin Klein as the play caller and try to find some easy throws, get his confidence established. But this is an offense we said in the open. How good can that offensive line play against the strength of LSU, which is the edge of this defense, man? They are athletic and they are physical.
Chase Basantis, one of their best linemen, the left guard, is out injured tonight. Multiple games, we think, with an ankle injury. And they'll feed physical runner Moss downhill, gets just a yard. Savion Jones made the stop.
You just talked about the edge, and there's Jones making a play. Le'Veon Moss, talking about the running game. He's got to be able to have a big night tonight. Noah Thomas is 6'6", so he'll get a lot of contested opportunities downfield with that length. Whit Weeks, talked about him. This guy's as much fun as any linebacker right now in the sport. And off that edge, Braden Swinson, 4. Wow, is he athletic. What he can do to disrupt this offense.
Aggies run it for 219 a game. It's the backbone of what they do. And a 2nd and long run off the left side. You see why yards after contact, such a strength for Moss. There's a flag down in the pit, though. Kyle Olson in charge of this SEC crew.
That flag came late.
Aggies are walking backwards.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 0. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic 1st down.
They better walk the other direction.
Yeah.
Harris Shan, guilty of the personal foul, moves the ball to LSU territory.
He said 0 right in the middle of your picture. It's like he did eventually get. That's a good catch by the official to locate that. That was not an easy one. We missed that on
Jones, excuse me, on the edge. It'd be Shan and Gio Paez with the big fellows in the middle of this front.
This defense has really evolved with Blake Baker, the first-year defensive coordinator.
Maury Daniels is the back now. Bigman looking to throw in first down. Here comes the pressure on the blind side, and he'll be sacked. Getting there quickly, Swinson, and then Greg Penn, the linebacker, cleaned it up.
Yeah, Baker is an aggressive defense. He brings the pressure, brings the blitz. You see Swinson right here, 4 at the bottom. Weeks comes, but eventually it was Greg Penn who was just kind of eyeing the back. If the back stayed in to help pick up on the other linebacker, Weeks, that freed him to come, and there was nobody left to pick him up on that green dog blitz.
Second and 16. Looking to get some of it back. And they feed Daniels up the middle into heavy traffic. They pick up just a couple. You know, Trey Zune, the captain of this team, he's the left tackle with the stabilizing force. He says, listen, we're going to run the ball, make them stop us, which they won't. He feels that confident that the running game is going to go right through LSU's defense.
I love that. That's why he's got that C on that jersey.
Let's see if they can back it up. They're going to need 13 on this third down.
See that movement, walking both those two linebackers up, that mug look.
They don't bring pressure. Comes off the edge and across the middle. It's incomplete. Tried to find Noah Thomas, one of his top targets, a little bit off target, and it's fourth down.
Boy, Blake Baker does such a good job. You know, he brought one of those linebackers that I mentioned, and also brought the corner Stamp. So this guy is much like Mike Elko. He gets you to third down, and he is going to really challenge the communication up front by the offensive line and trying to help these quarterbacks have enough time.
Two strong defenses, could be a field position game. Punters could be important. Tyler White, the freshman, having a terrific season so far. The lefty boots it very high. Can he get it to check up? He does, and they'll touch it about the 6 or 7 yard line. Dalton Brooks going. Tigers have the most consistent pass game in the SEC, and tonight they get back Chris Hilton Jr. for the first time this season. He's had a really persistent, painful bone bruise down near his ankle.
Yeah.
He is a guy who can fly. They have to respect his speed.
Well, with what Lacey's done, Aaron Anderson, Mason Taylor, now you add Hilton. He's been the guy since week 1. They've looked forward to having him back to stretch the field.
It's Anderson who motions across. Nussmeier looking to roll and throw in first down. Checks it down to Durham. And the running back scoots after the 13, chased down by Scooby Williams.
Well, I love him out of the backfield. He is such an effective threat where you can clear out the zone or man coverage downfield, get those safeties and corners and backers backing out, and then just get him in space. He is lethal, and something A&M's backers have got to be ready for tonight.
Picked up 6 with a pass. Now handed to Durham, who bolts through a first down, and a tackle saved an even bigger game. Scooby Williams got him by the ankle. It's a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, and a really good job of going to the bubble, the defense. They have a 3-down line look, able to get behind the center and the left guard that time. Dellinger, and just opened up, made it easy to climb to the second level of the linebackers.
Durham with the speed to house it from anywhere on the field. Nussmeier pressured, flips it down to Durham again, makes a man miss, gets into space, look out, Caden Durham down the sidelines. You mentioned his speed, he flashes it, and LSU with a monster play is set up. Dalton Brooks missed the tackle, and it's a 40-yard pickup.
I'm telling you, the backer comes, now it's just again a check down. It's just talked about how dangerous he is, and you see the stiff arm that he gives to Dalton Brooks, and now there's no one left after he's able to shake through Brooks.
Man, does he have a lot of options in this passing game.
Yeah.
And more so with Hilton coming back.
Those are just 2 checkdowns, and they're across midfield.
Josh Williams is the back. And a short gain up the middle for the graduate student. Joe Sloan is a play caller. He's aggressive. Even backed up there, Kirk. A first down throw to kind of loosen things up.
Yep. It shows you the confidence that they have in Nussmeier.
Ton of trust in his decision making, and they trust his protection too.
Sure helps having a couple veteran tackles. These guys have been through it all in the SEC. 3-year starters, Emory Jones on that right side and Will Campbell on the left.
Across the middle, Short pitch and catch to C.J. Daniels, the other receiver that we thought might be doubtful tonight. His 28th catch of the season, and they're going to move the ball right down short of the mark. It'll be third and about a yard.
What I think is a great sign for LSU fans is it's not just completions. I'm impressed with the effort after the catch. I mean, this group has really grown from where they were early in the year to, I think, becoming more consistent as a unit. They block well as a unit. They catch the ball. They fight after the catch. Good start here. See if they can finish this drive for LSU.
Play clock at 4. Got to snap it. They just get the play off and trying to throw for it on 3rd and 1, and the catch is made. And again, that's C.J. Daniels, and they're down in the red zone.
And this is a nice job because he sees man coverage, checks to this play because he's got his, see, they're crowding to the line, 3rd and 1, roll out. Look at that soft corner. He has to work through a little bit of traffic, made it that much easier to get the ball out in the flat for Daniels. Love the call against man there by the offensive coordinator, Joe Sloan. Now he's got Kyron Lacey one-on-one if he wants him up top.
Running left, bursting into the secondary. Josh Williams banging down to the 5. Good compliment to the freshman Durham. He picks up 13 more.
Mason Taylor coming over to help out Will Campbell. Chris, and it's nice to be able to put in another back. He's a little bit more of a situational back. That's what he's become since Caden Durham has taken over in his 6th year, the former walk-on. Showing some fresh legs and some missed tackles we're seeing here early in this game by Texas A&M's defense.
Set up 1st and goal, 8th play of the drive. And that time, stepping right into heavy traffic, Williams dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Shamar Turner, the elite defensive tackle.
Yeah, this is why people look at this A&M defensive front. It's because of moves like this. Watch how sudden and quick. I mean, that is an elite play with quickness and power and size in the interior there. He played more on the edge in the scheme that they ran last year. They moved him to the interior to be able to make moves like that and win.
Added 30 pounds to be ready for the inside. 2nd and goal, slings it into the flat and instantly hitting Williams right there. Coming up making a nice play is Dalton Brooks, and it's going to be 3rd and goal.
Chris, you're going to love this. Dalton Brooks, watch how much traffic he has to work through to be able to make this play. Those receivers are just setting screens. They didn't do a good enough job, so he knew the assignment, saw the back going out into the flat, shadowed him, not only keeping his eye on the back, but working through that traffic to be able to be right there after that catch. That time, no yards after the catch.
You practice against crowd noise. Here's the real thing. It is loud on this 3rd and goal. End zone throw, no chance. Much too high for Trey'Dez Green, the 6'7" tight end. And A&M's defense makes a stand.
Well, they tried to use Aaron Anderson to affect the communication. Here he is right here coming into motion. You have 3 defenders that are going to have to try to communicate and make sure they're on the same page. You can see the hands, the pointing, but all of it worked out because of Dalton Brooks making sure everybody was on the same page.
Damian Ramos in for a chip shot, ultra reliable kicker. And that A&M defense, 2nd best in the country in goal-to-go defense.
Stepped up.
Benning touchdowns, they sure did. So LSU marches you from their 7 all the way inside the world famous Miss Reveille lives with 4 cadets here, but celebrities kind of get together. It can be a special occasion. And Miss Rev, 2nd date with Ben Herbstreit. Look at the chain.
Yeah,
wow,
everywhere we go, they give him a different credential. This time is there. It is. Hello, hey, I remember you from week 1.
Oh.
Rev is 5 years old, female.
I'm gonna see the tail, T-A-I-L of the tape.
Nice.
He's got about 50 pounds on her. Travels by golf cart. Ben doesn't do golf carts, I promise you. Right?
Far right is spoiled rotten, and I love it. Rev's very nice. They had a nice meeting there. There it is. Yeah. There you go, Rev.
It's about 84 degrees out here. Not dog weather, is it?
No, she's over it. She's like, it's old hat for me. Ben's on the bus, chilling in the AC.
Aaron Burrell's a freshman. He's the kickoff man for LSU. And Terry Bussey, another freshman, awaits this and will let it sail out of the end zone. So Connor Wigman and the Aggies stalled despite a 15-yard face mask penalty in LSU in that early drive. They got into Tiger territory but couldn't do anything. Wigman attempting one pass. Moss a couple of runs so far.
Yeah, it's a game against a really good defense. You believe in your own defense. Colin Klein's going to call this as complimentary as he can, because it's not just about his offense. He wants to be smart. You don't want to lose the game on offense. At the same time, you don't want to be too conservative with a guy like Connor Wigman.
Barber in motion, and it's a slant. Airmailed it. It was over the head. Too high for Cyrus Allen, and took a shot after the pass.
The interesting thing about Wigman is, if you go back to his years in high school and you look at him early in his career, the reason he had so much hype around him is he did two things really well: decision making and accuracy. And yet you watch him at times, he looks like that guy, and there are other times the ball tends to get away from him. I don't know if he's pressing at times or what. He had an open receiver there.
#1 rated pocket passer in his class coming out, so huge expectations from day one. Moss right into that LSU front, gets nothing in his third and long.
I cannot tell you, from watching him in week 1 against USC, where they had a new scheme with Blake Baker coming over from Missouri. You had players that were, some of them were over from the portal. They were just, the way he told me, it was like we were 11 individuals playing defense. Now, through some growing pains, they've made some adjustments. Perkins is out. Whit Weeks kind of becomes the face of this defense. Man, they're playing as a unit here these last 3 games. And seeing it again starting this game tonight. Totally different defense.
Yeah, 24 sacks coming in. They've taken the ball away 11 times. 4-man rush. Redmond still feels pressure. Dumps it down. Catch made by Moss out of the backfield. Lost the ball. The scramble for it. And LSU, right on cue, comes up with the 12th takeaway of the season. A flag is down at the end of the play.
Yeah, St. Ryan, the safety, got that ball out. And then at LSU, a couple different defenders are flying in there to be able to get their hands on it. I think
Gilbert got it.
Gilbert, too, ended up on it. But as you said, after the play, the flag came in.
Takeaways are a part of LSU's MO. Fumbles are not what you'd expect from Texas A&M. Only the 2nd fumble of the season, and their key guy on offense guilty of it.
Yeah, and that's what, like you said, LSU, that's what they've been doing, whether it's on the ground or through the air. I saw an A&M player come in there well after the whistle been blown, so I don't know if it's going to be on A&M for a dead ball foul, or let's see what they're going to go with.
Ruling on the play is a catch followed by a fumble recovered by LSU. After the play, personal foul, late hit, Texas A&M,
they got him.
number 55.
Yep.
15-yard penalty.
That's it.
First down.
Monte Reed Adams, the guard. So not only is it a turnover, but the 15 yards are going to move the football down near the 20-yard line.
Well, first of all, you're able to blitz here on 3rd down, so you get inside pressure, not to mention the outside pressure. But look, you're playing zone back here in the back end. So the reason that's important, they check it down. Look at these guys. They don't have their backs turned in man coverage. You're able to rally to the football. That's where the ball came out. Gilbert gets on top of it. Then the late hit there by the big tackle, Reed Adams. So look at the field position.
Here we go, Kirk. Another test for this A&M defense. Already down 3. And LSU threatening setup on a platter here at the 21. Kyron Lacey motions across. They've got single coverage on the left. Nussmeier steps up and delivers a downfield shot. And the catch is made. Mason Taylor, the rule incomplete. He didn't hold on long enough, had his hands on it, couldn't keep it all the way to the ground.
But I tell you what, I'm with you, but watch 18. He doesn't know the ball is thrown, but he doesn't give up on it. Watch Chris, he gets his hand in there. And I think between the ground and his hand getting in there, Taylor, he's one of the more sure-handed tight ends in the country. Look at the location of that football. Yeah, I think the ground ended up bringing that ball out.
Good point. Howell never gave up on it. So 2nd and 10 after that near touchdown.
Showing pressure up here.
They bring 5, ball out quickly, and the catch is made. Thomas knocked down after a short gain at the 12. It's going to be a couple of yards short of the marker. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, I circled that. You saw Nussmeier point it out. He gave a hard count. A&M tipped their hand with that pressure. He adjusted to the offensive line to slide to his left to pick that blitz up. So able to pick it up, get it out quickly, and now here we are, 3rd and short.
Going to throw for it. Slant. Caught. Green knocked down at the 1. Big 6'7" freshman tight end sets him up 1st and goal.
A very, very hesitant outside receiver. Just kind of slow off the ball. Again, man-to-man, which means you've got to be able to separate. And Green, who is 6'7", a freshman, by slow playing the defender, he eventually cuts inside. He instantly was able to pull away. So good speed for his size. Oh, look at this.
Their tight end is good looking. Big
old
fellas out
school
there.
T formation. Yeah, they are.
And they're going to throw it to the end zone. Looping catch. Mason Taylor, LSU, gets the short field and stretches the lead here in Kyle Field. Nice throw.
What a job of taking advantage of the turnover. And here's Taylor, who just dropped the ball. He was not, look at that, almost got through his hands. He was not letting that one get by. So, by the way, you see how he turned his body. I love this. They show an unusual formation. Defense is communicating, trying to get on the same page. And after all that, play action on 1st and 10 for that unusual look. And a heck of a job by Mason Taylor to secure that ball.
We've enjoyed watching his talents from his first year at LSU. He's always been a really clutch, reliable guy and tremendous athletic ability. Teams that struggled out of the gate, LSU and A&M, they lost on consecutive nights to non-conference opponents. Clemson was blasted, but the Tigers have rolled back into the top 10. Off today. We've talked about the 6-game winning streaks for the Tigers and the Aggies since those opening losses. LSU will feel like that one got away against USC.
No doubt.
Late heroics.
What a that was a heck of a
Trojans.
Well, A&M needs a response. They've gotten behind the sticks. Brian Kelly told Holly, we got to avoid 3rd and long. How about A&M trying to avoid 3rd and long? Their first 2 drives, they had a 3rd and 13, a 3rd and 10. We saw the turnover after the screen. That was on a 3rd down play. So the challenging thing is they've got a kind of a run-first mentality this year with the personnel that they have. But that's not going to be good enough against this LSU defense and how they've grown. They're going to have to make some plays in the passing game to make LSU feel that, to then be able to get back to their bread and butter in the run game.
2-back look. And running free. Big gain. Moss trying to atone for the fumble. Rumbles out to midfield. Picked up 25.
A problem for this defense early in the year. They gave up too many explosives because the safeties either took poor angles or they busted here. He's there. Gilbert just misses the tackle. Good, tough running by Le'Veon Moss, who's 6 feet, 215 pounds, but runs with great authority.
His offensive coordinator, Colin Klein, says he just runs so stinking hard. How he put it. He knows how to finish runs, that's for sure. Is that the spark the Aggie offense needed? Bang, fastball just bounced right off of Moss's chest. Holly?
Well, guys, Le'Veon Moss actually grew up just a few miles away from LSU. He bleeds gold and purple, but he did not end up going up to LSU. I talked to the running back coach, Trooper Taylor, this week and said, is this a big motivated game for him? And he said, no. He did not bring it up in any meeting this week that it was bigger than any other game, but he did give us a lot of information about personnel. He's friends with a lot of the kids on LSU's team, knows their style, and that helped us out.
He's a guy that's done an attitude 180 really in the last year. Now he's become a contagious enthusiasm leader guy for this team. Like a lot of the Aggies, they're a little shell-shocked, the whole Jimbo Fisher regime, the way that it ended. And he had some issues with trust. Here comes the new coaching staff. Didn't buy in 100% early, Kurt, but certainly has.
Yeah, they said he's really a 180 on that aspect of buying in, but it takes time. right? I mean, it takes time to build trust and relationship, and you got to give not just Mike Elko and Colin Klein, but Holly mentioned Trooper Taylor, who's been all over the SEC. He's that running back coach in that room with him every day. And I'm just on the field before the game, he was talking to me about how he's really tried to nurture that relationship.
Here we go again. 3rd and long. Need 8 to keep this drive going. They're going to try to run for it with Daniels, and Amari Daniels picks up the first down easily, rolling inside the 40. Got 11 yards on 3rd and 8.
That's a great answer to the creativity of 3rd down with Blake Baker. This is what he likes to do on 3rd down. So instead of worrying about protecting the quarterback against that exotic look, just run the ball to the outside, get away from that pressure. Look at those seams there that opened up quickly for Daniels and an easy first down. That's a great answer there. Forget blocking him in pass pro, just run the football.
Daniels, another guy who's complete back, good in pass pro, can make you miss, and runs with toughness too. Here comes pressure on 1st down on the slant. Catch made by Jabre Barber. Wegman's best throw, just his 2nd completion so far, picks up 14. Aggies cooking now.
Yeah, they are. He reads Major Burns right here on a blitz. Look how far back the safety is. So now you know you got a quick hot route right there. You get it to him in a hurry. Tough for that safety at that depth. Sage Ryan to make a play on it. Another first down.
Wegman, pump fake, just has to throw it away. Really nobody open. Greg Penn closed it down, but Barber was well covered by Ashton Stamps on the perimeter.
Yeah, usually you think of weeks blitzing, but what we're seeing is, again, you call it a green dog blitz when one linebacker, the other one's blitzing. He gets picked up by the running back, and then that kind of lets the other backer, who this case is Penn, hey, if he's going to pick him up, I'm going to go. And again, one time he gets a sack, and this time he comes close to getting another one.
Witt, Weeks, and Penn, what a combination of linebacker. 2nd and 10. Moss again. They're not afraid to run the ball. Even in 2nd and long, picks up 3. Savion Jones made the stop. Another 3rd and long, though.
Yeah, but these early downs, until you get them out of it, they are just coming downhill as a defense. That time, Major Burns took the left tackle, Zune, and you saw on the backside there, Savion Jones able to make that play. Like Baker getting their attention, makes an adjustment.
You bring pressure. Wegman steps up, delivers. Barber's got it. He's got speed. Stiff arm, shoved out, 1st and goal. A&M, another 3rd and long conversion, picked up 13.
I'd like to be the quarterback in the SEC when you got these kind of guys that are coming after you and it's 3rd down. You got to step up. You got to get away from that pressure and keep your focus downfield and find that open receiver, which he did to Barber. And then there's really good yards after the catch, running away from the safety, Sage Ryan.
Final 30 seconds of the 1st quarter. Aggies trying to provide an emphatic answer to LSU's touchdown, trying to punch it in here. Moss darts free, touchdown, Texas A&M. Well, Moss's fumbled, set up the Tigers' touchdown, but he redeemed himself on that drive.
But what a job by this offensive line. Woo!
Ninth rushing touchdown for Moss. A 25-yard burst, got the drive going, and he finished the drive. Randy Bond cuts the lead to 3 with 7 seconds in an eventful 1st quarter.
What an answer by A&M, getting down, digging themselves a hole, and they respond with a 9-play, 75-yard touchdown. Watch the block here on the right side here by Crownover. Just kind of clear it out and open it up. Gets up to that linebacker. Look how LSU's defense, they're getting downhill. Fast there, fast right here. And if you don't get through those seams, you don't have anybody left. Good job of picking that up by this offensive line.
I know what Holly said, but you were a Louisiana guy. You go back and play LSU. You got to have a little extra adrenaline flowing tonight. And Moss would have been upset at himself. He does not fumble the ball, period. And so earlier now, gets it into the opposite end zone. 9 plays to cover the 75 yards, an answer in 3:44.
Gets the stadium back alive again after that 10-0 deficit to start this game.
You got the bass working. A strong bass in the sound system.
So impressed.
Serious thumping.
It's great.
From the goal line, Xavier Thomas going to give it a go. With a little crease, but he's going to be slung down just about the 20-yard line, and that'll do it for the first 15 minutes. So it was sharp by Garrett Nussmeier. The touchdown pass to Mason Taylor. They're up 10-0, up 3 on the road. Nussmeier, downfield shot. It's incomplete. Chris Hilton, remember, just back for his first action of the season. Tried to run a go route. He was running into heavy traffic, double covered.
Yeah, he ran into the true freshman, Des Ricks. But this is what he can bring to this offense, is the ability to stretch the defense. Actually, it wasn't Ricks. It was Bryce Anderson. But, yeah, ran into a dead end.
The NFL, they don't go for that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Contact way downfield.
Just Bill about that one.
Second and long run for Durham, who spun down and hit right at the line of scrimmage by Bryce Anderson, the safety, the leader of that secondary.
Now that time A&M overloads the line of scrimmage. We just talked about Anderson, kind of a communicator back there, has elite speed. That time it was the awareness. Now Nussmeier, Brian Kelly said, we got to avoid 3rd and long. Well, here they are, 3rd and 10. This place is going nuts.
You got to avoid the yells, the towels, the bass, all of it. It's all working against the visitors at the moment.
Got him with a hard count.
Going to make it a slightly easier 3rd down. Well, this offensive line for LSU had so many problems, Kirk. I mean, they've had incredible number of false starts, snap infractions. The center has been a problem.
They're going to call this on LSU.
Nussmeier can't believe it.
False start. Offense, number 13 for throwing his hands forward. It's a 5-yard penalty.
I called that on the quarterback, Nussmeier. You can see he's explaining it to Brian Kelly. You can't bring your hands up to not over-accentuate that hard count. You can raise them, but you can't flash them. I think the hands coming forward, the clap is fine, but maybe the hands coming forward. I don't know, Bill. What do you think of that?
I have that borderline. I personally would not call that.
I wouldn't. I haven't. I see hands moving like that a lot. You don't see that called. I thought it was a great job of using that hard count. He's been doing that look, by the way, all night.
It just got louder, by the way, in 3rd and 15. 3-man rush. Nussmeier on the move, throws downfield, and coming back to make the catch is Kyron Lacey, who just worked his way back, kept his eyes on the quarterback.
Chris, you're exactly right. Just watch him and watch what he does as far as working himself back. Quarterback starts to move right here. So instead of throwing it out here, he brings him back with this throw, and a heck of a job by Lacey recognizing that and coming back for that 1st down. How about that by LSU on that 3rd and 15?
And they pick up 33. Williams, heavy traffic. Lacey is so good. I mean, he doesn't have the speed maybe of his teammate Hilton, but physical, strong, just so good in contested catches, so savvy.
With you. I am with you. He is energy. Plays with so much passion. Great ball skills, great body control. That was a great example of just understanding and seeing that football and helping his quarterback, helping him out.
Big win over Ole Miss a couple games ago was Lacey, who had the game-winning touchdown reception. 2nd and 7. Nussmeier heaves it downfield. That's Thomas in coverage, and it's broken up. Des Ricks, the Alabama transfer freshman, got back there.
A&M does a good job of getting pressure with just 4. Pretty accurate throw, all things considered. Thomas has a step on him. The ball just a little bit underthrown, and I'll tell you why. Look at this in the pocket. I mean, he didn't really have a chance to follow through at all. He's trying to keep an eye on that. Nussmeier has 9 completions so far tonight to 7 different Tiger receivers. Spreading the wealth.
He needs 7 on this 3rd down from midfield.
That's 6 guys up tight.
Here comes the pressure. Nussmeier steps up, delivers a long throw, catch made. It's Lacey again. Lacey is free, and a 1st down inside the Aggie 30. Chunk of 21.
Now they're moving around, trying to affect the communication. Right here, he ends up bailing out. Look at this offensive line on this 3rd down. They don't get pressure. They do their job, let him step up in the pocket. Perfectly thrown football. Watch Lacey here. Knows exactly where the down and distance is. Love this route. Knows that he's got some time. Comes back to the football. Able to pull away there from Will Lee in the boundary. Look at that passion.
Stoppage in play here is an Aggie defender trying to pick the number out, being attended to by the athletic training staff. They're trying to stretch out the leg here. Take a pause. Long conversions, 33 yards and 21 yards. 1st down from the 28. And Durham trying to bounce it, brought down after a couple.
Well, they've done a great job of keeping this drive alive. Big goal for them was, hey, A&M's tough to make big plays because of the style of defense that Mike Elko plays. We got to convert on 3rd downs. They've converted a 3rd and 15, a 3rd and 7, sustaining drives, get into the red zone, and then not kick field goals. Let's finish them off and put touchdowns up on the board.
Trying to create their 3rd red zone trip already this evening. Produced a field goal and a touchdown. And it's Anderson motioning across, and a flag down, a false start.
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty.
It's the elite left tackle Campbell. Such a problem. Kelly so frustrated.
He wants to go faster. You know, with this crowd noise, and as much as this guy's a veteran, watch him flinch. The guy across from him flinch. See that just small little flinch. Keep in mind, you can't hear. You can't hear, and you're relying on the guard next to you to allow you to know when that ball is snapped. And any little movement like that when you're sitting in your stance is tough on those tackles.
Sets up a 2nd and 13. From the pocket, Nussmeier launches to the end zone. It's Hilton. Incomplete. Try to get him involved. Dalton Brooks drifted back. It was a looping throw, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
You want to give Hilton cut him some slack here because he hadn't played football all year, but I think he mistimes this leap. He goes into the air early and then starts to come down. If he would have timed that up better, he would have high pointed the ball. He's high, now he comes down. But if he would have jumped a little bit later, man, he goes up, makes that catch, and that's probably a touchdown.
That's a great spot, and that is the kind of thing when you're rusty, right? The timing just not quite there perfectly. Then they convert again on 3rd and long. They're going to try to run it with Durham. If blitz was coming, he got nothing, and A&M's defense rises up and will force a field goal attempt. Shamar Stewart involved in the stop.
Yeah, anytime you run a play like this, you're just trying to hit a crease and just trying to surprise them. They're going to blitz. You know they're going to come after you, and you're trying to just sneak the back right by them, and he could get to that 2nd, even 3rd level. But good job of creating that wall. Not fooled at all there on that 3rd down by A&M.
Ramos between 40 and 49. Very solid. 5 of 6. Junior from Baltimore, trying to extend the lead to 6 here. Drives it and hooked it. Missed it. So LSU comes up empty after a 10-play drive, and the Aggies still within 3. Ultra reliable kicker. The snap of the hold, I would say, less than ideal that time.
The snap looked pretty good at the hold. The hold wasn't no, that was not a good hold.
Saturday Night Football is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Each team in Heisman winners in the 50s. Billy Cannon and John David Crow, and then long droughts, and then each have won the Heisman recent decades with 3 quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels had a couple of good battles against the Aggies. Lost here a couple of years ago. LSU's previous visit. A&M from the 31. Moss has been the feature back so far, but it's Amari Daniels in on the pitch, and he's knocked down, picked up about 6, but almost got loose around the corner there.
You see it always in the NFL. It's kind of a version of a pin and pull, or getting the back out on a toss where you have the crack block. It's beautiful from that condensed formation look. Easy to get to the edge, and they are gifted with Moss and Daniels, two really talented backs.
And still in there on 2nd and 5. He's got it again, running right, and spins forward, knocked down a couple yards short of the marker by Braden Swinson. 3rd and about 2.
You know, in this era, everyone spreads people out. They attack downfield. They try to get the ball in space. Where Mike Elko and Colin Klein are with a lot of the talent that they inherited and the portal players that they brought in. It's even with the injuries up front with the offensive line, it's more about the line of scrimmage, more of that old school approach.
See if they keep it on the ground curve, trying to move the 6. They do. 3 carries in a row for Daniels. It's close. Well, they're spotting it. The official running in on the far side. I think he got it. Whit Weeks and Suggs got there, and it is going to be just enough. They will move the 6. First down. A&M.
Weeks knifing in from his outside linebacker spot, almost got there in time.
Monster last couple of games. Took up with 18 tackles against Ole Miss, then against Mississippi State. Adds a bunch more, and had a pick that was the biggest play of the game. Tipped in the air, returned down to the 2-yard line. They punched it in. Enormously important play when the Bulldogs were trying to rally. Weigman backs up, escapes pressure for now. Still alive. Connor Weigman weaving. It was a pretty adventurous 4-yard gain. Swinson was menacing him from the start. Eventually knocked him down.
Well, this defensive line is very athletic, very deep. Nice job of being able to use some quickness. This time it's Suggs who chases him around, gets him out of that pocket, and give him a lot of credit for the athletic ability to keep that play alive.
He's known as a north-south scrambler. He doesn't usually zig and zag like that.
Serpentine through there.
Daniels did. Moss off the right side. He's a man who knows how to finish the run, lowers the pads, just runs over a big defensive lineman, First down.
I tell you, this offensive line, you got a freshman at left guard. You got some guys that have had to shuffle around because of injuries. You got an aggressive LSU defense that's just flying downhill. Look at Weeks and these linebackers. Safeties are uptight, and yet they're doing a good job. And then you got tough, hard running. They asked these backs, you're going to have to account for that 8th man.
Weigman looking to throw, and first down again, eludes pressure, weaving his way, still got the ball, held on to it too long, and finally Swinson caught up to him and dropped him for a 3-yard loss.
You better get that ball out of your hands, because it's one thing to olay a guy or two, but they're still coming after you. LSU's really good job of rotating to try to stay fresh. See, those guys go down, but they're going to keep coming after you. And he's putting himself in a very vulnerable spot here by holding on to that ball.
Swinson's running out. Just wait a minute. You're going to stop. I'm going to knock you down.
Oh, yeah.
He's out of the game to get a breather right now. E.J. Smith, son of Emmett Smith, has the football on a 2nd and long. Smith breaks free. A flag comes down behind the play where you would expect it would be a hold.
Yeah, the center Fayu, to me, like he had a hold, good grab of a jersey.
Holding, offense, number 61. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still 2nd down.
It's just the 2nd penalty on the Aggies so far, but it negates a nice run, and now they're way behind the sticks. Would have been 3rd and 4 if the run had counted. Now it's 2nd and a mile.
Major Burns, who's really playing like a linebacker tonight in their scheme. You can see right there that Fayu had a hold of his jersey. So A&M had a couple nice plays. They move it into positive territory. Now the holding sets them way back.
Empty backfield on 2nd and 22. 5 receivers out for Wegman, and instead just throws it in the dirt. So LSU dropped and played coverage, and he didn't see anybody open.
Now, I think right in the middle of that throw, he thought he had a receiver and then saw the defender, and I think the ball just got out of his hand because I think he tried to maybe pull it back. But he was already too late, and arm continued forward, and the ball was just kind of came out a little ugly there.
Ollie reporting, Kirk, that Armaje Reed Adams, the right guard tonight, is out of the game at the moment. It's already a problem area for A&M with injuries. 3rd and 22. Tigers say there was a flinch. The officials agree.
Full start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd
There had
down.
been just one penalty for the Aggies tonight until this drive, and now they are 3rd and a mile and a half. It actually is.
Yeah, left guard right here. So he's a freshman. You just brought up what Holly reported. Cam Dewberry now is in at right guard. He's a backup.
He's Reed Adams. Guy's been battling injury, but a guy who brings a lot of energy, high motor offensive lineman. He's going to hand it off to Smith from 3rd and 27 and pick up a few, but self-destructive possession for the Aggies, and they'll punt it away. So LSU will get the football back. They've been moving it pretty well. 166 yards and a chance to add to this lead before halftime. Tyler White trying to provide a punch that he's become known for this season. Xavier Thomas standing way back at the 11-yard line, respecting the skills of this punter. And the lefty drives it. It's a nice one. Right at the 10. And so that's where the Tigers will take over. Up.
And Garrett Nussmeier's done such a good job all year using his feet, throwing off platform, just buying a little bit of time, getting away here on a 3rd and 15, giving Lacey a chance to come back. Another opportunity on 3rd and 7, steps up away from that pressure, just to feel. You know, they've only allowed 2 sacks all year, and a lot of it, not just the offensive line, but Garrett Nussmeier working and getting away from that pressure, that innate feel that he has.
Look at him throwing the move here. And the sideline route drop, bounce off the hands of Kyron Lacey. You showed the stat there, the sack to pressure ratio. If you're not familiar with that, that looks at the number of times a guy actually gets knocked to the ground when he faces pressure, and it's a very useful metric when you evaluate a quarterback.
No doubt about it. You know, his dad, Doug Nussmeier, who's been a great coach for a long time, played the position, knows it as well as anybody, talks about there's 2 phases of being a quarterback: on schedule and then playing in chaos. And I'm sure he's watching. He's got to be proud of, again, seeing his son play in that chaos.
Durham spun down behind the line. Aggies coming downhill on 2nd and long. There's a flag down in the secondary. Jamar Stewart made the tackle behind the line. We'll check out the penalty now. LSU pointing toward A&M.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 14. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
It's Javon Thomas, the corner.
Yeah, look at that.
Cannot believe it.
And the reason he's frustrated is because he just had a great play right here. Let's keep an eye on Stewart. Keep in mind, he's 6'6", 290, moving like that off the edge. What a play. And then it's taken away because of the face mask.
Penalties have become a troubling trend for the Aggies all of a sudden. 2 in that last offensive possession. Now that negates, as you said, would have been a great play by Stewart. Garrett Dellinger, the offensive lineman, the guard for LSU, hobbling to the sidelines. They've been incredibly healthy. These 5 starters have all played coming into this game between 490 and 493 snaps. They work as a unit, and they've stayed together and healthy. So we'll get a report on what Dellinger's status is.
And Mubinga comes in, redshirt freshman. Looks better and better the more he's walking there, so hopefully he's going to be okay.
Mubinga comes from the powerhouse high school program in Beaufort, Georgia.
Yeah. A lot of SEC players and college football players coming out of Buford.
You do see that on the charts a lot wherever we go. Right. Another guy from Buford.
Yep.
And we'll see if Mabenga can step in, or the veteran Bellinger. Swing pass, Durham on the edge. Now just not able to get around traffic there. Damian Sanford, one of the backup linebackers, stepping up.
Boy, great job by Jaden Hill, too, to just not lose the edge. Good job of just trying to understand where he's got to be, get outside, fight through it, fight through it, fight through it. Whew, that was beautiful.
Look out. Aaron Anderson went down low. It's a sprint. Anderson will not be caught. Touchdown, 76 yards for the Tigers. They have an electric passing game. They can dink and dunk it, and they can have a lightning strike just like that from any number of guys.
That's exactly right, and that's the area that I think, again, the receiver group. Nussmeier's been that guy. Of course, he's gotten better, but as a group, especially now that you have Hilton coming back, Anderson, usually a yak guy, a guy that can catch underneath, make a guy miss and go. This time, a poor angle, and Dalton Brooks, right, you'll see it in a second. He'd love to have this play back, maybe prevent the touchdown.
Anderson's 5'8", and Jay Bateman said he is a matchup problem, even more so than the big physical receivers. He was worried about Anderson out of the slot.
Absolutely. Take a look at it right here. He knows he's going into traffic. 25, Brooks, who missed a tackle earlier tonight in a play that cost him when Durham had the ball. And here's the look at it right here. Watch him. He's got his eyes. He's trying to feel this, but he's late in getting down. So that's why the space was created. And once that space is created, a guy like Anderson's going to make you pay for it. He's got the speed to take it all the way to the house for this touchdown. Accurate throw, little behind, great catch, but the angle there, Chris, by Brooks cost him.
Career-long touchdown pass for Nussmeier. It was thrown for 214 and 2 touchdowns on the road in a tough environment. Enjoyed talking to him this week. You know, he's
sharp,
as you mentioned, coach's son, and when you're a coaching family, you move all over the place. Lake Charles, Louisiana is his home. He still calls it home, but then they went to the BC Lions. His dad was up there. Michigan State. He actually lost track of the order. St. Louis Rams, Fresno, Seattle, Tuscaloosa, Ann Arbor, Gainesville for a year. That's how the family moved around. It's wild.
And by the way, the beat goes on for Nuss. His dad and his mom, they just kind of keep rolling. Now he's done. He's in college. He'll be in the NFL soon. But
I said, what was that like? Your dad comes to the dinner table. Hey, well, guess what? We got to move again. And he said, no, I kind of liked it. In fact, when I stayed at a place for like 2-3 years, I was antsy. It's time to move. Get on down to the next spot.
That's wild. Coach,
it takes a rare family to roll with that, though.
Yeah.
Always being the new kid. Wegman takes off and falls forward for about 4. Holly?
Well, guys, that's right. Garrett Nussmeier has moved 12 times. He's just 22 years old. But they did have their grandmother's house in Bessemer, Louisiana, and so that has kind of been the home base. So that's why when he could have left, transferred somewhere else, while he was having to sit behind Jaden Daniels and others, he didn't, because Louisiana is kind of home in a life that has been transient. He does feel very connected there because of his grandma's house.
That's a nice story, Holly. 5 receivers on second down. Wegman trying to direct traffic, and coming back for the football, trying to make the play was Thomas. Broke it up nicely by Ashton Stamps. This Aggie passing game, Kirk, just not clicking. Wegman 3 for 9, just 38 yards, sacked a couple times already.
Yeah, and again, they throw the football at their best when they can run the ball and marry their play action off of that run game. And also, you don't want to get down by 10. And remember, 4:16 to go. They get the ball to start the second half. So they got to stay out of those obvious passing situations.
Well, they're running one right now, and
you're going to move them back.
They flinched a bit. Now it's going to get more difficult.
False start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
You got movement right across They're on the right side, a right guard who just came into the game, Dewberry.
And we said they're not necessarily built for those obvious pass situations, especially not against the defense this aggressive, and they may face a lot of them. I'm trying to come back here. 3rd and 11. It's a 4-man rush. Wegman steps up and surveys, runs out of time, and Abrams has an overthrow. Pressure was closing in, but he waited a little bit to try to get the ball out of his hands, and eventually Gio Paez got there.
This is the beauty of being able to just simply, they're showing 3. You're going to drop here, you get pressure right here, and you're rushing 4. I mean, look at their playing zone behind it, but you're making this quarterback step up. Who's open? There's 2 guys in kind of the same area, but there's nowhere to go with the football because of the coverage by the Tigers defense.
Yeah, a lot more blockers than rushers. You do the math, that means there's a lot more dudes in coverage than receivers, right? Tyler White boots it away, and Thomas drifts back and makes the fair catch. So LSU will take over at the 21-yard line. Next week, 3:30 Eastern Time on ABC. Georgia, ranked number 2 against the Florida Gators. Annual meeting in Jacksonville. Then good one as Iowa State takes on Texas Tech in the Big 12. Both games also streaming live on the app. On paper, doesn't look like a classic cocktail party matchup, but you never know. The Gators, sizable underdogs, showing some fight lately. So Nussmeier back to work. Slings it on 1st down. Chris Hilton has a cushion, all that speed, they respect it, and he makes his catch as he tries to work his way back into the attack. Gets 15. Holly?
Well, guys, Garrett Dellinger has an ankle injury for LSU. Their left guard will get taped up and see if he can do some pushing, run on the sideline, and they're hopeful that he could possibly return. It's a big deal because he's a senior and his backup Mubenga right now is a freshman. They're hopeful to get him back.
Meanwhile, Holly, a couple of Aggies collided. Jaden Hill ran into Dalton Brooks. And the athletic training staff looking at Hill, graduate transfer from the Florida Gators.
Big collision there. We did a segment this morning with Nick Saban on College Game Day called Advantage Throws. Basically run pass options for the quarterback, and that was an example of that right there. With a really soft corner, he had a run play on, tagged with a pass, so he looked out there and saw that soft corner, and with his accuracy and arm strength, made that long throw look easy and picked up positive yards on 1st and 10. Good job of recognizing that.
Of course, they chart the batting average. How often does the quarterback make the correct decision on the RPO? Nussmeier's got a good batting average. They have very few called runs, don't they, in this offense? Almost all their runs are RPOs.
Yeah, they tag it. Smart thing to do.
Looking to throw again on 1st down, pump fake, and now a looping throw downfield. Lacey's got it, makes a man miss. Tyron Lacey skips out of bounds to the 32, and this passing game really feeling it. 30 more there.
This is really a great design because you're able to stretch the defense here. A little bit of hesitation as if I'm blocking, and then I'm going to get down the left side myself. Little hesitation, I'm blocking. Nope, I'm going right down. Good levels concept and a good quick throw there by Nussmeier.
LSU looking to throw a haymaker here, really stretch the lead before halftime. Lacey off to the left. Mason Taylor's to the right of the formation, and they're throwing a long sideline route to Chris Hilton. Des Ricks in coverage. If you wonder about the arm strength, to throw like that kind of shows.
That's what I just said. I'm telling you, we've watched Beck, we've watched Ewers, we've watched them all. The ball comes out differently with this guy compared to all these guys that we watch.
In what way?
It explodes out of his hand, and it's accurate. And he's got such confidence. Look at his face. Look at his eyes. The guy believes in himself. And I think he's getting more and more comfortable with the guys around him as a first-year starter replacing a Heisman winner.
Off the edge, a sidearm sling, and it's dropped over there. Incomplete. Dalton Brooks was covering Durham. It'll be 3rd and 10. Should be 4th down.
The position isn't just about...
Nope, 3rd down. They moved it back. I'll clean it up.
It's all good. Position's not just about how far you can throw it, how fast you are, all those kind of things. It's about being able to recognize things pre-snap and getting into the right play and getting out of the bad play and play in front of an atmosphere like this and not flinching. I mean, that's who this kid is. Now, he's got 3 comeback wins and 8 starts. Gives you an idea about his attitude.
Did it in the bowl game. You know, comeback wins. Ole Miss was impressive. You know, the game against USC, he actually drove them down the field.
Yeah.
Then they tied it. Defense gave up a player that would have counted toward that fourth quarter rally. But he does seem to play his best when the chips are down, and he's come out very focused. He told me his favorite thing is coming to a place like this as a visiting quarterback and silence the crowd.
The other thing you got to love is this guy sat. And I'm sure he was frustrated and he wanted to play. Jaden Daniels came in from Arizona State. And he sat another year, and he didn't leave. He didn't complain. He just sat there and worked in the shadows to get better and learn from a great player, right? And Jaden Daniels, and now it's his turn. Those guys, there's a lot of value in that.
I know you love guys who do that, who show the patience in that.
Especially in today's game.
Yeah.
You know, the easy thing is to go and leave. I'll tell you who else appreciates that. The NFL GMs that I talk to every week.
And see what they worked out on the timeout for 3rd and 10. 4-man rush. Nussmeier steps up, and that was a miscommunication. Mason Taylor broke off the route, and here comes the field goal team.
Yeah, Chris, you're all over it. Taylor, this is where you read the coverage together. And if you know he's right here, he's going to work just on a rail route here. If the defensive back gets in front of you, he's going to pull it back. Nussmeier thought he could get by him, so sometimes you see a ball like that, you wonder as a fan, what the heck? It's just that these guys are reading on the fly the leverage of the defenders dictating the route that he runs. They just read it differently that time, the quarterback and the receiver.
Damian Ramos back out there trying for a career long. This is just short of 50 yards. He's 1 of 2 tonight. Drives it, missed it wide right this time. That's right at the fringe of what he's capable of doing. But LSU unable to add to the lead, still a 10-point margin.
I'm not going to pretend to know anything about kicking the way Blackie, your spotter. Blackie he spots for everybody. He does a great job. But Blackie, to me, this looks like he's over. Like it's like taking a draw. Again, not a great hold, but it feels like he was almost trying to hit it as hard as he could. And sometimes when you take your driver out, you swing harder, it doesn't work out. Same thing to me with place kicking, but not a great hold to help him out.
I love you breaking it down. Like you wrote you a note, didn't get through it.
Yeah,
I love your kicking form here that you're trying to show him what you thought he did there. You're up here swinging the leg.
Was I?
Yes, did you not know you were doing it?
No, I had no idea.
All right, so still down 10.
All right.
I think he's trying to make something happen before halftime. Maybe we'll get to football to begin the 3rd quarter.
Plenty of time, 3 timeouts. What do you guys, the 2-minute timeout still to go? So they have plenty of time here to work. They just got to get their passing game going. Which receiver can make a play for you in his passing game? It's not all about Wigman. It's about somebody separating.
Barber is certainly capable. Noah Thomas is a big physical receiver. But you're right, they don't have the number of blazers out there that LSU does.
And LSU's playing a ton of zone. You know, they're getting pressure with 4. And they don't have to roll the dice and leave guys on islands. So they're able to play zone and keep their eyes right on that quarterback and rally to the football because most of these throws are being thrown in front of them.
Aggies have some, big, tall receivers. Thomas is 6'6". Jade Walker's 6'4", but not world-class track speed out there. 2-minute timeout.
You, Chris and Herbie.
Thanks, guys. Looking likely to run it here. They need about a half yard on 3rd down. Mari Daniels still the back. And he's got the first down. Daniels trucking a man into LSU territory. We're told that Le'Veon Moss, who's their feature back, was such a part of the touchdown drive, upset stomach, so he's been out of the game in recent series. There he is.
Looks like he's got a chance, talking to Troop Taylor there, to get back in there.
Wegman trying to get this passing game going. They have 5 yards passing in the 2nd quarter. Shane Calhoun, the tight end, with his short catch.
Man, that right side of that offensive line, even through the injuries, Reed Adams, by the way, is back in there. Dewberry came in to help him out, but 55 now back in there. And Reed Adams early in the year was the right tackle, but with the injuries to some of the other guys, He's had to move down to guard, and Demetrius Crownover's had a great night tonight as a right tackle. He's kind of swing tackle in case they've had some injuries, which they've had. And he's picking up a lot of movement after the snap. Great communication, even despite the injuries and guys in and out of that lineup.
They're running the ball tonight, very close to what you'd expect their average, but the passing game just hasn't been able to complement it yet. Moss back in the football game. 2nd and 4 from the LSU 43. Wegman looking for some playmakers. Off the play fake, 3-man rush, has time, checks it down, it's bobbled, incomplete. Moss, again, who's been out in recent series, had the fumble earlier, had some nice runs, just took his eyes off it there.
A&M's got to take advantage of this opportunity. I mean, this game could be 27-7 if you look at all the possessions and the missed opportunities for LSU, and it's 17-7. They're in plus territory with 1:41 to go with 2 timeouts. They get the ball to start the second half. Huge opportunity here.
On 3rd and 4, trying to run it, and they're not going to get anything. Very minimal gain. Sets up a 4th down decision for Elko. You feel like the offense is going to stay out here. 1.5 minutes to go.
Well, you're down 10 and you're out of field goal range. You got to give it a shot here. You work a little time here. Let that clock go down, because if you miss it, you don't want to give Nussmeier too much time. So it makes sense while you're letting that clock work a little bit.
You're exactly right, though. Situationally, it's an important moment in this game.
Huge. Going to that condensed look, bunch formation on the left-hand side.
Wegman batted down to the line of scrimmage. Getting a big hand up was Gio Paez, and LSU gets a stop, and they'll take over at their own 42.
Here's the AT&T clicker to give you a look at this 4th down play. And watch these defenders. Greg Penn right here right away. He's got his eyes looking. he knows somebody from that bunch look's going to work to the middle. They don't have to blitz. You got zone. Good job by the big man, 99, Paez getting his hand up, but there's nobody there. That would have been really close. Look at the coverage. Leveraging the football after the throw.
Surprised they threw for it there?
Well, it'd been tough to run, so I'm not necessarily surprised. Try to hit a crossing route, which works good against man coverage, not so good against zone.
And the 3rd and 4, couldn't pick it up on 2 plays, and now Nussmeier trying to make him pay. It's Lacey. Well, he turned the last second and showed that the ball was on the way. Will Lee was in coverage.
How about the throw? Oh, Nussmeier looks like he got hit right as he threw the football. I don't know if somebody might have stepped on his foot. There was a lot of traffic in that backfield. Once again, subtle movement, feels it. Yeah, one of his own linemen may be stepping on his foot. That's 300 pounds, a big fella stepping on you.
Staying in the game here. 51 seconds now before halftime. LSU still with 2 timeouts.
By the way, how about that throw?
Handoff. Just ducked down Josh Williams. They were coming in a hurry at him. Nick Scorton, the defensive end. And Josh had to just duck out of the way.
Yeah, LSU took a shot on that first play, incompletion. Now they run it. You still have Nussmeier kind of limping around back there. And it's smart with the lead that they have. Again, A&M will get the football, but they get your quarterback in there, take a peek, make sure he's okay, and get out of Kyle Field in the first half up 10. Even though, like I said, it could have very easily been 27-7, 20-point lead.
Not the first time Nuss, as they call him, will get up limping and moving around. Somehow he ends up staying in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's no way he's coming out of the game.
So we got enough time if you want to just heave it downfield here. You think?
I don't think so.
259 passing on the road.
Pretty
in
good
this
half.
environment.
And with some drops.
Yep, exactly. Spread the ball around. See, that's 9 different receivers have been involved. Have to look at where that ankle foot got caught up in traffic on the drop back.
Yeah, Campbell looks like it's on him. And then another one, yeah, he gets pushed into him, actually. It's like Miles Frazier, 70. He's getting pushed back right as he threw that football. Look at Lacey's not even, keep rolling this one. Lacey's not even looking. Look where this ball lands. That's ridiculous. He didn't hold on to it, but how about the throw?
Yeah, he's thrown some beautiful balls tonight. One more play before halftime. And they just hand it off to Durham. And he'll be knocked down at the 40 by Jaden Hill. Nussmeier and this LSU defense protecting a 10-point lead. Crowd stayed in it at halftime. I'll say they cheered the band like maybe only Ohio State fans who get as fired up for the halftime band show.
Yeah, thank you.
The precision, the execution.
Yep.
And you're hoping for more of that from the offense when they get the football here momentarily. Forget about kickoff returns. Burrell just doesn't allow anything like that. Holly, what do you have?
Well, I talked with Mike Elko for Texas A&M, and he said, you know, they're just getting too comfortable on third down. He is known for his third down defense, being able to disguise things, get teams off the field, but 4 for 9 in the first half on third down. He said LSU was just too comfortable. Look for us to disguise more and try to get Garrett Nussmeier off his game. And then I did check on the health status of Le'Veon Bell, who we saw lose his pregame meal. Coach said he's just having some anxiety. He's fine, and you see him back out there right now.
Tactfully put, Holly. Moss is out there to start the second half as the Aggies try to get something going. They fake it to him. Pressure off the edge. Reichman slings it downfield into traffic, and it's incomplete. He got hammered as he let go of the ball, and then Jordan Gilbert broke it up.
Yeah, Major Burns, who is aggressive in that first half, he walks up to the edge of this defense right here, and watch the back. He misses him, regrets it, and Wigman's lucky he even got that football off somehow.
Gilbert, meanwhile, who was on the other end of the play, fired up. He's a Texas A&M Aggie transferred to LSU. On 2nd and 10, pressure comes. It's picked up. Catch made. And this is Moss, who they split out wide. Effective plays. They got a running start for him, and they pick up 15.
Yeah, that time, because of the blitz of the linebacker, they had some space there to be able to work into the middle. And it's as aggressive and downhill as we've seen both Greg Penn and Whit Weeks. That could be an answer by Colin Klein, is just getting the ball out quickly and over to the middle of that defense.
And Kirk, that's the longest pass play tonight so far, 15 yards for A&M. Moss had the one chunk play this offense has really produced, that 25-yard run. Reichman has a lot of time again over the middle, and it's incomplete. Moss, or excuse me, that's Walker, Jade Walker, off his hands.
And again, they go right back to the middle. This time, though, Weeks, you can see they're dropped back in coverage. Penn, Weeks, and Burns. Those are the three at that second level. 40, 18, and 8.
All really good players, experienced players. Weeks is a sophomore, but he's played a lot of football. Penn and Burns are seniors. Moss on 2nd down, cannot escape. Savion Jones came off the edge, wrapped him up, and wouldn't let him go.
Just a wall is created by this defensive front. Watch this defensive front right there. And you're a back. Where are you going to go? And if you set the edge, it's like creating a fence by that defensive front.
Well, another 3rd and long. LSU up, showing some pressure. They don't bring it. Now late pressure off the edge, and they've got him. It was a delayed corner blitz. Zy Alexander knocked him down, and the Aggies will have to punt.
They set this up. We saw the exact same look in the first half. They walk both the linebackers up. They bring one, Penn, and then drop Weeks back. You'll see these two. But what I like is Swinson, by coming to the inside. Now the corner comes, and there's nobody there to pick him up. So Swinson almost sacrificed himself to free up the corner to be able to get home.
Talked about Blake Baker coming over from Missouri, coordinating this defense. They've had a great history of defensive coordinators at LSU, and he's dialing up a nice game tonight. Punt is touched, and about his leg, he gets stepped on. Looks like Will Campbell right there, the left tackle, got pushed back into him. He was limping pretty badly. Brian Kelly said he wasn't too concerned about it just before halftime. That's what he told Holly. Keep an eye on that. Of course, he's in the huddle here as LSU takes over first possession of the second half from the 14.
Loved Mike Elko's comment to Holly about disguising some looks, trying to get him out of rhythm, show him one look, go to another.
Across the middle, catch made. Aaron Anderson, who had that electric play earlier, they still have a hard time getting him down as he spins across the 30 for 17.
So this is really important to show this, because the linebacker, see the linebacker clear out with him? It's exactly what you want. Now look at the middle. There's nobody there. Just a simple routine pre-snap movement with the back. Clears the Mike linebacker out, creates all that space, and then Aaron Anderson says, thank you very much. That's a lot of room to be able to work underneath.
Nussmeier launching downfield, and a contested ball going up. Trying to make the play was Hilton. Des Ricks was in coverage.
Des Ricks, man, this guy's a freshman. He was at Alabama. Didn't work out in this portal era. He decides to make a move, and now here he is with Chris Hilton, who's one of the fastest receivers in the SEC. Second time we've seen Hilton try to time up a leap. Earlier, he missed an opportunity. I feel like he left a little early even on that one, too. Remember, the guy hadn't played all year. Timing's off a little bit. Brian Kelly probably talking to him about leaving his feet and trying to stay down on the ground and judge the football a little bit better.
Durham wrestled down, talking about Des Ricks. A&M tried hard to recruit him, but it was hard to beat Nick Saban on an elite defensive back recruit. Then when Saban retired, of course, they kept in touch with him, and Ricks ended up
smart move. And Mike Elko, I think, has an incredible reputation, and if you're a defensive back, you want to play for him because he runs a lot of stuff that if your goal is to play on Sunday, he's a guy that is as sophisticated and complex as any defensive coach in the game right now.
Talking about what a wizard he is on third down. His defense trying to get off the field on 3rd and 7. Bunch of dudes standing up. Here comes pressure. Nussmeier does avoid the sack, but heavily influenced by Dalton Brooks' blitz, and he kind of hobbling a bit at the end of the play. And here comes the punt team.
Yeah, Brian Flores for the Minnesota Vikings creating quite a buzz right now because he shows 6 guys up. You're thinking, who's going to come from here? And then after the ball is snapped, they drop out, and the blitz comes from a different spot. So the offensive lineman, that left tackle, instead of kicking out to pick up the blitz, he thinks pre-snap, we got to go to the right. So you get free pressure, simulated pressure there, and good job of affecting Nussmeier.
Peyton Todd boots it away. Barber makes the fair catch at the 28. Only one guy in his hand on the ground on that defensive formation before the snap.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. You're seeing more and more and more defenses in college and NFL football. They get you to third down. They go to that 6 or 7 man pressure look, and then it's a snap of the ball. You're left to react to the post-snap movement, who drops and who ends up coming. But a good job there. As he told Holly, we want to confuse that line and confuse Nussmeier. They did there on that third down.
So the Aggies still looking for a spark, and did get Moss involved in the pass game that last possession for a 15-yard gain, but it has been hard to get past this LSU defense. Not many big plays at all. Wegman pressured with a 4-man rush, and they've got him. Jair Suggs, transfer from Grand Valley State, made the play.
Now they have 4 sacks now. I mean, this is great when you can continue to rotate different guys, and they have that kind of quickness to be able to just win a one-on-one battle. Keep in mind, that's a freshman you're going up against, and a mismatch one-on-one for Suggs at 295 moves very well. But that's 4 sacks on a night.
Javier Suggs rotates in. They don't have quite as much depth as some teams on the defensive front. You know, Tennessee, Georgia comes to mind, but the guys who do play have a lot of stamina, and Suggs is a good guy to spell them. We got a third down.
Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator, first year coming over from Missouri. I can't tell you to watch this team week 1 against USC and to watch them now, and he said there's 4 principles we believe in: physicality, effort, selflessness, and creating havoc. We've seen all 4 of those. And I think he just said, you know, first year coming in here, I had to learn the players. The players had to learn me and my scheme. And here we are 6-7 weeks in, and I think they're a very different spot as far as knowing their identity and who they are.
On third down, Wegman pressured again, trying to create on the run, just heaves it downfield, and no chance to make a play against Savion Jones. Robbed time from him, and here comes the punt team again.
So that's a combination of coverage and a good job of getting home for Blake Baker with 4. And there's nothing really complicated here. That's just believing your guys are going to win, and they are. Look at that push. I mean, that's, again, a freshman trying to hold up there against Suggs. Last time he beat him with quickness. This time he bull rushes him right into the face of the quarterback.
Yeah, you get home with 4. There's 7 guys back there against 5 receivers. The math just not adding up at all. And another punt from White. It's a really good one. Thomas drifting all the way back to the 12-yard line. Good hang time, 54 yards. The punt.
Do high yoga, it's tough. Tough.
I knew she'd have an answer. I don't want to really want to think about BK doing the hot yoga at that moment. I don't want that picture in my head.
You'll tap out 30 minutes in. It's brutal.
Crowd trying to become a factor here. The 12th man. 3-man rush. Nussmeier flips it short, and catch is made by Lacey. Holly, do you have more in the yoga story?
No, I actually had a serious story for you. So you guys are talking about Brian Kelly and this team, what they've got on the line. And during this last time out, he came down and talked to all the guys, each position group on defense. 25 more minutes, guys. We have this. He wants to make sure that they're staying focused, staying locked in. He feels something special on the horizon, but they've got to stay focused.
That was the criticism. He got frustrated after the loss to USC. Never wants his guys to feel like, hey, we got this in control. The defense is playing well. They do have control of things, but on the scoreboard, just a 10-point game.
All great stuff, and it's what football is, right? Maybe you're not ready for that early in the year, but you learn from those experiences, and then you move on to the next week. And that's what this LSU team from week 1 to week now, it's like watching a different team. But they do. They got to finish.
Need a long 2 on this third down. They've cooled off in that department lately, 4 of 10. Nussmeier backpedaling, running out of time, spinning away, and nobody open. Now he flips it up into traffic and makes a mistake. Tried to force the play, and it's intercepted. B.J. Mays rumbling down inside the 10. That's the takeaway LSU was dreading, and it gives life to A&M. Nussmeier's first really bad play of the night.
But he's trying to create. We just talked about they got to figure out how to finish in these games. And this is Nussmeier, as you said, Chris, his first mistake. He's just trying to make a play, and it's just rushing with 4. LSU's been doing this.
Interception by Texas A&M.
And this time it's
A&M.
A&M.
Warning.
Good job of getting outside, not letting him have just being comfortable. And there it is, just trying to make a play, puts it up into the air to Anderson. And I think B.J. Mays baited him into that throw.
That's why Kelly was wary. Keep your focus. All of a sudden, one bad play trying to convert on third down. The Aggies are set up at the 8-yard line, and is Marcel Reed, the freshman from Nashville, going to come in of relief of Wegman. Crowd gives a cheer. He had to step in when Wegman's right shoulder was injured.
And you and I were talking at the break. What do they do? And I talked about, if you're going to run this style of offense, Marcel Reed can hand it off. He can run play action, and the bonus is he can get away from this pressure. He's got great mobility and ability to create. Plays well off schedule.
Got Le'Veon Moss to his left. You'd figure they would feed him down here. They do. Keeper. He pulled it and scores. One play touchdown drive for the Aggies. Claim momentum and cut into this lead. Happened in a hurry. He does bring that dimension, doesn't he? Electric runner.
Yeah, we talk. I mean, that's his own read. Colin Klein's calling the plays. Colin Klein, that's Colin Klein's kind of offense. A quarterback that can move around. Go think about him. Maybe some of you don't remember him at Kansas State. The offenses that he ran at Kansas State last year. This is his kind of guy where you can mix in some zone reads. Reed comes in. It's the very first play that they call.
Bond makes it a 3-point game, and just like that, it was a 10-point lead, but felt bigger than that because LSU was in control. Suddenly the takeaway, Wegman is lifted. He was told before that turnover.
Yeah, he's frustrated. You know, it just hadn't been a great night for him. This is the luxury of being Texas A&M this year. You know, you can tell him, hey, we're going to go with the other guy. He's frustrated, but here's the read right here. You come right into the game. You got to make this read. Good job of being able to feel that. He collapses down. I'm going to pull that. And this is lightning. I mean, he is quick. How about the blocks out there on the perimeter to get him into the end zone? Nice job of staying on that ride there, really getting a feel for 35 Jones, get him to commit down, and then get out there on the edge. And it's not just the playmaking ability. You see his face on the sideline? He's got a little bit of something to him as far as getting these guys to believe that they can come back and win this game.
Meanwhile, Kirk, back to Nussmeier. Suddenly it's a tight game. We talked about his tremendous belief in himself, in his teammates, and just doesn't want to quit on that last third down play, but in running around and making the very ill-advised throw, it has turned this game around, and suddenly the job becomes more challenging now for this offense.
And that gunslinger mentality, the one drawback is once in a while you take that extra chance. You believe so much in your ability to make a play. You try to put one in there, and A&M was able to capitalize on that.
Before the Tigers take over, we'll check in with Kevin Nagandi for an update. Hey, Kevin.
Chris, time now for our Chick-fil-A move on the field with Drew Aller out with a knee injury. Penn State's defense with a big turnover right here. Jalen Reed, that's a pick six. The Nittany Lions retake the lead 14-10. It's now 14-13 at Wisconsin. Back to you, Kirk and Holly.
Kevin, thank you. So a trend here. Defense is making big takeaways to try to turn games around. And this Aggie crowd going berserk now.
They're about to go crazy now. The offense has this defense and this stadium fired up. How will Nussmeier respond here?
Looking to throw on first down. Durham is covered in the flat, and he has to throw it away. Nobody open.
Great job by A&M communicating, playing man coverage. When Durham slipped out of that backfield, if Scooby Williams had to stay with him. Here we go.
Durham, nothing doing. Right into a clogged middle. DJ Hicks, Torian York filled. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
We talk so much about LSU's defensive front and what a good job that they're doing. How about the defensive front here? How about that swim move? Quickness by DJ Hicks. Lineman couldn't get up to the backers. Scooby Williams coming down, helping out as well. Now you got a 3rd and long.
Blitz comes. Nussmeier backpedals, throws it away. A flag is down. It was a dangerous throw. Lacey was being covered by Will Lee, and now another flag comes down way after the play, back where Nussmeier was picking himself up off the ground.
I really think you're going to see 2 fouls on A&M. 5 gets Turner, hits Nussmeier well after the play, but I think that's defensive pass interference. I think they got him for two flags here. Top of the route, the defender held on to Kyron Lacey.
Well, Lacey got up inside. He was motioning like he got maybe even the face mask grabbed by Lee, and then Turner, man, just a little too much testosterone after the play. You said that was way after the ball was gone. They just gave him the chest bump.
Yeah, a pretty heavy one at 300 pounds.
Elko's team, you know, you got to keep your poise Even when momentum is turned your way.
Play, both by the defense.
Yeah.
Pass interference, defense, number 26. The ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 5.
All right.
15 yards will be added to the play.
Just to review, 3rd and 10. Great pressure. Nussmeier doesn't have much of a chance, and you get at the top of the route, interference for holding on to him. That's an easy call, the right call. And then this is what Nussmeier's saying. That's a first down, by the way. Turner didn't like it, and that's why the crowd's seeing that look. Turner got upset because Nussmeier gave him a little bit, chirping him a little bit, started to give him the first down sign, and Turner didn't agree with that, gave him a forearm shimmy that took him to the ground. But you're off the field with that pressure, and you're going to get the ball back. Instead, they're across midfield after all the flags.
Crowd booing. They thought Nussmeier acted a little bit, but that was a obvious call. 2 obvious calls, 27 yards and penalties. Suddenly the ball's in A&M territory. Durham bounces forward for a yard. York made the stop.
Turner better be careful, man. He came in at the end of that play with a forearm again. I understand he's got some energy right now. He's fired up. But watch this near the end of this play, Chris. And he's going to come in right here. Watch that right arm near the end of this play. I mean, he's looking to take people out right now.
He's very lucky they didn't flag him again.
I know. He's emotional.
Nussmeier on the move and throws it over the head of Aaron Anderson, who was open. He had Taylor open underneath, too. Dalton Brooks was in coverage.
Well, that is a great call by Joe Sloan, and exactly what you want to have with Anderson. Watch this. You have a receiver on the outside that's going to take his defender with him. And then right there, it just opens up right over top of that corner. Easy throw. Rare to see Nussmeier miss that one, but A&M's defense, another opportunity here on 3rd down and 9.
Man, both sides really keyed up. Big moment, a chance to get off the field again. Williams is the back. Aggies don't blitz this time. Nussmeier has time and flips it low, and the catch is made by Kyron Lacey. And again, he makes a catch on a 3rd and long to move the sticks. Got 15.
This is a confused defense because on the crossers, like a mesh concept, it's right here. Is he going to run with him or is he going to stop? He stops. Miscommunication. By the way, what a catch. That ball's thrown down below his knees. Nussmeier steps up, pocket awareness. Heck of a job there with those long arms by Kyron Lacey to bring that one in.
He's got 5 catches, Kirk. 3 of them were on 3rd and long to move the sticks. Over 100 receiving yards, and the Tigers set up at the 32. Pressure comes as Nussmeier rolls and flips it incomplete. Taylor running free there, but tell you what, he's on the move almost every attempt now.
Yeah, and he had Taylor right where he wanted him, behind the coverage. That's his go-to man, quarterback's best friend, a big tight end.
Really quiet night for the dangerous tight end. Just 1 catch for 2 yards. It was a touchdown. Had the near touchdown before that, but has not been a big part of the passing attack other than that moment. Yeah. Second down run for Williams. When you throw an incomplete pass on 1st down and run it against this defense, you're going to end up with 3rd and long often, and there they are again.
Here we go again. I mean, we've already seen a conversion after a pass interference.
Now, where's Kyron Lacey, Kirk? That's what we need to find out here, right?
No doubt. But we saw the 3rd and long on 3rd and 10. The pass interference gave him a first down. The Lacey pass on the last 3rd down. And now here we go again. Another opportunity for A&M. They get some fresh bodies and an entire new wave of defensive front players who should be refreshed and ready to go.
Lacey's to the right, Kirk, guarded by Will Lee.
And there's that look again with 6 up close.
You got to hurry, and Brown Kelly will have to spend a timeout. Play clock was down at 1. Important play. They're in field goal range, but Ramos has missed a couple, so we'll see if they can convert on 3rd and 7 again. You come back. pregame. Keep an eye on number 5 in the A&M kit. That's Shamar Turner has been involved. Some of the big fellas with LSU. That's the offensive line. Kind of, this is a dress rehearsal for what we're seeing in the pit.
I mean, we're kind of making light of this, but this is not good. I'm sure Greg Sankey and his staff will take a peek at this. You don't want that going on in pregame. And then this, I mean, I love the energy from Turner, but he's got to channel it in the right areas.
3rd and 7, 4-man rush. Nussmeier steps up, delivers across the middle, incomplete. Coming in to jar the ball loose was Scooby Williams. Xavier Thomas could not hold on. Would have been a first down. Here comes the field goal team instead.
Well, they have an opening, but give Scooby Williams good clean hit right there. Head was on a swivel, dropping, looking for who's coming across. Sees that it's going to be Thomas. And a really nice clean hit in this modern era of football. That's a tough thing to do. Great play.
Thomas let him know. So Ramos, normally reliable, has missed 2 of 3 from long range. This one is also from 45 plus, and they misfire. The snap came, and the holder wasn't ready for it. Peyton Todd, the punter, is the holder, and the field goal operation is totally screwed up. Slade Roy was the snapper, and not only do they not add to the lead, but A&M takes over at the 40.
Never underestimate the crowd. Snapper's not even look, or the holder's not looking. The kicker was looking up at the uprights. Confusion, ball's coming. He better be ready. It's about to hit him in the head. Boom, on the shoulder. He had no idea. How about that casual reaction? That's a free ball.
He's frustrated, but you better get up and grab the ball. They're lucky they didn't. Aggies didn't turn that into a huge play, but.
And I keep going back to Holly's report about BK telling her, we've got to mature and show we can handle this. We can't play not to lose. We got to keep playing to win, show maturity. And Marcel Reed stays in the game.
Roy, a very experienced snapper, a senior, a transfer from East Carolina, and Reed, who had the one-play touchdown run after the takeaway, keeps it for about 3.
And Blake Baker now, I'm sure when they were over there on the sideline, they're talking to this defense about this, a totally different game plan now with what we. Okay, we got to get the operation cleaned up there. Here we go. But defending Marcel Reed, it's more about the edges, being respectful of the edges.
And off. Moss is free. Moss barrels down inside the LSU 40 and flexes 17 yards.
This is a thing of beauty to watch this double team and watch how they work up to the linebacker, Greg Penn. Work that double team. Guard goes up to the linebacker, and because they get downhill so quickly, there's nobody there once you're able to execute with that offensive line on that zone play. So you worry about Reed off the edge, but you better be respectful of the interior with the way Moss can run on that same look.
This time they hand it on the end around Barber, and he's dragged down after a nice game by Sage Ryan. So the Colin Klein running game, and he's got about 1,007 runs in the playbook.
And when he has a quarterback that can be part of that run game, it's a game changer. You know, this defense, as I said, they went over after that touchdown on that zone read. The one snap they saw Marcel Reed, all they heard about is respecting his legs. Well, the problem is when you worry too much about that, as I said, it opens up other options for him, whether it's his jet sweep or the interior run.
Keeper again. He's off and running. Dragged down inside the 15. Marcel Reed puts A&M in scoring position again.
I've watched this kid play since he was in 9th grade. He grew up in Nashville, went to my son's high school. He's very elusive, slippery, and incredibly instinctive as a runner. You can see him get out there. He's not worried at all where that second or third level might be. He's looking downfield, ready to shake that next guy.
Whit Weeks is a tackling machine. He got caught flat-footed by Reed's speed. That time, nothing doing in the middle. JVR Suggs stopping Moss.
Yeah, my son Zach played tight end at Montgomery Bell Academy with Marcel Reed. Marcel Reed came in as a freshman. What are you, 14 years old as a freshman playing real football?
That's high level, huh?
Real competition, yeah. And he walked out there flatline. Just the moment was never too big. And I remember thinking, watching him as a 9th grader, man, there's just something. You should see him play basketball. He's just that kind of guy. And tonight, I think he's showing everybody what he's capable of doing in a tough SEC game here against LSU.
Now, can they punch it in here? Amari Daniels is the back, and LSU wrestles him down after a gain of a few. It'll be third down coming up. Big moment here. Field goal ties it, of course, but if the Aggies, after looking in trouble, 17-7 could take the lead here.
Here's what you know as an LSU defense. Brian Kelly, Blake Baker, they know that a zone read look is coming more than likely. But the thing is, it could be handed off, it could be run around the edge, or you could use it as play action. But more than likely, you'll get that kind of look from Reed here.
Daniels is the back to his right. 3 receivers off to the left. And Reed looking to throw. Nope, not for long. Takes off running and will spin down near the goal line. And they will shove him into the end zone for a touchdown. Marcel Reed has ignited this offense. A&M's in front.
Wow, what a job that Marcel Reed has done to ignite the Texas A&M, not just the offense, the defense, the stadium, Mike Elko, everybody who's an Aggie is responding to what Ten's bringing into this lineup.
Reed came in, they won the game in the swamp, beat Bowling Green, struggled past Arkansas, and then when Wegman was healthy, he came back against Missouri and played very well. 7-play drive, Kirk, all of them on the ground, and Texas A&M is on top.
Go back, Chris, to this basically turnover on the missed field goal with the holder's not ready. Now watch, this is a design quarterback draw. Watch the left guard, waits, now he's gonna go. You got the back, you got the guard, and now watch, he hits that wall, and this is what you said. Look at this. Look at these guys are gonna push
Moss
him.
helping him out.
Yeah, push him, whatever it takes. But that is a design draw because of what he can do there on third down. You can see the instincts, and then the power comes from the lineman to get him in.
They just overpowered LSU's front. That was like those dudes pushing the sled right on the practice field.
Exactly. How about Colin Klein? We haven't seen that kind of energy from him in a long time.
He shows energy when they do well, but you're right. It's been a frustrating night for this A&M offense for the most part. Suddenly, touchdowns here in the third quarter, and now Nussmeier is going to have to come from behind again. He's been good at that, even in tough environments. But things have gone awry, and a loss of focus, which is what Kelly was talking about with Holly. Just got some play after the loss to USC. Kelly's frustration when he felt his team was too casual on the lead in the opener in Vegas.
We had some guys played their butts off tonight, and we're sitting here again. We're sitting here again talking about the same things. About not finishing when you have an opponent in a position to put them away. But what we're doing on the sideline is feeling like the game's over.
I don't know if that was the feeling tonight, but the situation is similar. They had A&M in some trouble. The interception set him up with a short field. They've lined up for 4 field goals tonight, and they've made 1 of them.
Well, this is usually where Garrett Nussmeier normally responds and plays his best when the game's on a line.
Trying to find somebody open, and it's incomplete. Lacey is on the sideline, made the catch, but could not keep it in bounds.
He lost it. He's trying to keep his 2 feet in, kind of losing his balance, falls back. But you're right. They had a 10-point lead. It could have been bigger. Could have been 13. Could have been 17. Could have been 20. They'd missed opportunities, but they still had a 10-point lead. And these are the last 2 undefeated teams in the SEC in conference play. And A&M, kind of in desperation mode, goes to Marcel Reed. And maybe he changes not only the SEC, but maybe the playoff picture with that decision to go to Reed.
Can Nussmeier rediscover the rhythm? He's been on a cold streak, and he almost throws it right to the B.J. Mays. Mays makes an interception. A second disastrous play, another takeaway, and the Aggies are set up inside the 30. What a turnaround for College Station.
No doubt about it. Chris, we showed this last week, and it happened again. It happened to Quinn Ewers, and now it's going to happen to Garrett Nussmeier. Pre-snap, he got a man-to-man look by B.J. Mays. And when you think you got a man-to-man look, you're able to throw it to the outside because you think he's going to stay to the inside with the inside receiver. But give Mays a look at Mays right there. He's on that man, then he drops off of him and falls out into the flat. It's a great job by Mike Elko's defense of showing one look and going to another, and they got Nussmeier there because he thought he had that man coverage, but they fell out, fooled him.
Nussmeier trying to stay calm over there, hoping his defense can limit this to a field goal attempt. Meanwhile, Reed will flip the pass in the flat. Moss reaches back, makes the catch, and rumbles down first and goal, A&M.
Well, here's an answer from Blake Baker. This athletic quarterback, play man. They haven't been playing any man tonight. Bring everybody. Well, that's a hot. When you bring everybody like that, Marcel Reed felt it, read it, and the answer is to drop it off to the back, out of the backfield, and he did. They got huge yards there. What a quarter for Texas A&M.
Incredible, emotional avalanche here. Momentum heavily in the Aggies' favor. 15 minutes to play here in Kyle Field. First place. Buckle up for the fourth quarter here at Kyle Field. You're watching the SEC on ABC. Moments ago, Holly Rowe visited with Mike Elko.
Well, Coach Elko, you made a challenging decision to change quarterbacks. Why did you make that decision, and how has it paid off?
Yeah, we needed the running threat back there with the way they were playing us. We were having a hard time in the pass game, and Marcel's dual threat ability is what we needed right now.
Your reputation as being great on third down. You've changed the picture and confused Nussmeier. What have you changed?
Well, you challenged me at halftime, so we had to do something a little different.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Yeah, LSU converting just one of their last 7 on third down. Challenge now is for the LSU defense, try to keep the Aggies out of the end zone here. 19 yards on the first play of this drive.
Kids had 9 plays, 87 yards, 14 points. Pretty good swing of momentum.
Trying to add to that total. Moss to Reed's left. Moss has it running right, barreling into the end zone. Texas A&M avalanche continues, but a flag is down, so hold on. Flag down, a few yards short of the end zone.
It was a major collision from an A&M receiver against an LSU safety, Sage Ryan. That's where the flag came in. And I don't know if it was taunting after the block.
If it was after the play, the touchdown would stand.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block,
Okay.
offense, number 9. 15-yard penalty, still first down.
It's Ja'Day Walker, and it will negate the touchdown.
Yeah, it's a big hit. Bill, you can hop in, and if you want to kind of talk us through this. Watch this hit on the safety. Bill, what do you think?
It's a good call by the back judge. The wideout comes across, and he's totally out of the vision of number 3.
Okay.
That's an excellent call.
Wasn't really necessary
That's what I was
at
about
all.
to say. Yeah.
These guys are keyed up. I mean, all position
Replay,
groups in this
looking
team.
at the previous play for a potential targeting.
So the penalty enforced no matter what, but we'll see if Walker is kicked out of the game. The rare targeting on a receiver.
That's what I meant when I asked Bill what he thought of the call. I meant, like, is that a defenseless player? Just to educate us here on what this is.
Well, when you're hit with a blindside block, you are put in the category of a defenseless player.
Okay, so what's the next step?
So now we have to look to see if it's contact to the head neck area. Is there an indicator?
I mean, I don't know what else he hit besides above the head and the neck. I mean, look at his head. It went backwards.
I see an upward thrust, so this will fit in the category of targeting.
I mean, look at that. That's helmet to helmet, face mask to face mask. Sometimes people get confused with the crown of the helmet. And when it's defenseless, it's not about the crown of the helmet. Those are two different examples of targeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two different rules. The crown of the helmet applies to
anything.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, based on what you said, Bill, and what we know is typically called, it'd be hard to believe this wouldn't be viewed targeting. That would end the night for Jede Walker. Instead of having a touchdown and put him up 10 with the PAT to follow, there's going to be backed up. It's going to be still a first down play, but they'll be outside the 15-yard line now.
Let me just say, I've adjusted like everyone else to the new world of football, but as a football guy, I would probably they don't give stars on their helmet for blocks, but I personally, I love a receiver that's going to, I'd rather have him block like that than not block. I mean, and I know we have to go by the rule, and that's letter of the law, that's the rule, but man, give me a receiver that'll block like that all day.
Well, a lot of coaches appreciate receivers who block. Situationally, though, that's going to be costly, potentially. Yeah. We'll see if they end up getting in the end zone.
Like you said, it wasn't necessary. I mean, he was in.
But the emotions have been building. We showed you the saltiness pregame. It just escalated as this game has gone on.
Replay has confirmed targeting. Number 9, offense. Number 9 is disqualified from the game.
He'll also miss the first half of the next game, which is at South Carolina next week. Walker is a pretty important part of the passing game. Doesn't catch a whole lot of passes, but he's made some big plays this season. Toughness is part of his game.
The big thing here is, I mean, not only do you take a touchdown off the board, and you take some of the momentum out of this stadium for now, but you move them back to the 18-yard line.
It's been building that, hasn't it? There's been a lot of, emotional, right on the edge and now over the edge plays in this second half.
LSU yet to figure out Marcel Reed.
Ball at the 18 for first and goal. Moss is the back. LSU brings pressure. Reed tries to escape, looking to make a play on the run, and is chased down by Braden Swinson, who shows the speed at 250 pounds.
That's really impressive, because Marcel Reed can go, and you're being asked to be able to try to hold on that edge against a tackle. Now Swinson at 250. It's a foot race. You got to get out there, not let him get around that corner.
Jardine Gilbert, mentioned the ex-Aggie safety for LSU, is down on one knee in the end zone being attended to. LSU's mistakes front and center. It starts a lot with a kicking game.
Yeah, these are blown opportunities. They also had missed opportunities where they dropped some balls in the end zone, and that one never really had a chance. This is Mitch trying to make a play on third down. It ended up costing him with the interception there by B.J. Mays. Poor snap where the holder's not ready. Nussmeier again. How about our guy 20, B.J. Mays again, showing the ball skills, the transfer from UAB. Big third quarter for the Aggies.
Absolutely, and a big sequence of plays coming up here. It's such a huge difference between a field goal and a touchdown, what that would mean to momentum and to the job that LSU will have to do to try to come back on the road here. Second and goal.
Hard count showed weeks coming. Stays back this time.
Around the right end, Daniels barrels down near the goal line. He's inside the 5. It'll be third and goal right there at the 4.
He's making this read on the play side on 35. Savion Jones makes the right read. Again, there's so many different options with Marcel Reed in this football game.
Lining up with some tempo here. Keeper, touchdown, Marcel Reed. The magic continues, and the Aggies stretch the lead.
Now they're talking about, hey, guys, we got to come up with an answer on this game. Not just Marcel Reed, but what he brings, the added dimension that he brings into this game. That was another zone read, and he stayed on it as long as he could. He and Amari Daniels, it was almost to the last tenth of a second until he finally pulled it away from number 5.
The natural hat trick. 3 touchdowns for Marcel Reed since being inserted midway third quarter, and Texas A&M, once down 10, is up 11.
And Chris, let's see if we can show you this. He's making his read again on 35, Savion Jones right here. Watch him slow-mo it, and he right there, he pulls it out at the last second, and then he walks to the end zone. So watch this mesh. Look at his eyes. He's reading Jones. He's reading Jones. He's staying on it. He's staying on it. And at the last second, he decides to pull it out. 12 plays, 105 yards since he's been put in the game, and 3 touchdowns for 21 points.
You know, obviously knows how to run that offense. He's been doing it since he's a 14-year-old,
Yeah.
maybe earlier. To hold the ball, Kirk, that long, and the Tigers were crashing toward the running back.
And you know, normally for people at home, normally you just hand the ball off, but when it's a zone read, you in the back have no idea as you put it into his stomach, am I going to give this to you, or am I going to pull it out? And it's all predicated upon 35 and what he does. So you in the back are kind of soft squeezing the football at the same time until that last second where you pull it out or you give it.
Executed beautifully. Thomas with the return out across the 20, and suddenly Nussmeier's down 11 as we check back in with Kevin Agandi.
Chris, time now for our Dr. Pepper Fansville studio update. The Heisman favorite Cam Ward and the Miami Hurricanes running the Philly special here against their rival Florida State. And there's Ward with a touchdown. They will win easily 36-14. Meanwhile, no Drew Aller. Penn State getting creative. Katron Allen, how about the direct snap? Penn State right now up 28-13 over Wisconsin. Back to you.
Penn State looking for answers there and finding them. LSU needs to find some answers here. This offense has gone stagnant and become mistake prone. Nussmeier a couple of interceptions to shake off, and they misfire pre-snap.
That's the 5th pre-snap penalty because of this crowd. You can practice it all week. It's just so different. And you're talking about veteran offensive linemen. These tackles, Emory Jones, who moves, this guy's been around for 3 years as a starter. He started in this conference as a freshman. Will Campbell's had a couple. It's tough duty in this crowd and atmosphere to be able to block that out.
The camera bouncing around.
That was a great shot.
Wow. They handled all that really well in the first half. A lot of poise, well executed on offense. All of a sudden can do nothing right. That ball is thrown up for grabs at the edge. Tried to find Shelton Sampson, who doesn't have a career catch. And Mays, you going to try him again? He's already got the 2 picks.
Kind of surprised that a lot of these passes in this second half have been outside shots. They had so much success on the quick slants in between the hashes. A lot of throws to the outside, and he's 3 of 13 in this second half.
And an offense that's really struggled against Elko's third down package needs something here on 2nd and 15. It's Durham out of the flat, breaks a tackle, and he'll get a big chunk of yardage to set up a 3rd and medium here.
What a job there, getting away from Scooby Williams. Look at this scene. The attendance tonight, 108,852, 3rd largest. Durham gives him a real chance now. He almost got tackled close to the line of scrimmage. Instead, he shook free. Now it's 3rd and 4. So he sees this. He sees pressure. Let's see if A&M gets out of it.
Nussmeier had time to make the adjustment, but now the play clock is down to 3. 2 gets the snap off. Pressure comes. Nussmeier steps up. Long throw. Catch made. 1st down. He went to Xavier Thomas. The important conversion. Down 11 here. 14 yards.
Yeah, they adjusted and played zone. after he made that adjustment to what he thought was a blitz with that hard count, but it play still works. You see him climb in the pocket, and once again, one of his receivers does a nice job on third down coming back to him.
You feed Durham off the left side for about a yard. Nussmeier, it's a lot to shake off. You know you've made 2 mistakes. You got fooled, and you really set up your defense in a terrible position with those turnovers. But he's still got time, and he's got a history of leading comebacks.
That's what I was going to say. This is, again, we talk about consistency with him, but a lot of times where he has played his best ball is big third downs, red zone, game on the line, trying to bring a team back. 3 comebacks in 8 career starts.
Again, he's got time to make adjustments. The play clock ticking now down to 3. Pulls it on the move, evades pressure, fires over the middle, and the catch is made by Chris Hilton. And the speedster lost the ball late, but recovered it, and that moves the ball to the 36 with a 21-yard gain.
A&M is just pressuring right here, but because he went inside, it allows Nussmeier, who's athletic, to get away from that, and then there it is, back into the middle of that A&M defense where he had success in the first half.
Massive confusion. Aggies had dudes trying to run off the field. Ball heaved down, and it is caught down inside the 5 by Aaron Anderson. A&M was discombobulated totally.
You're exactly right, Chris. Good job of seeing that. This is a safety. They're looking around. They're not on the same page. And you see him, Anderson just gets free down the middle. He puts it up. The safety adjusts, but a better adjustment by Aaron Anderson to come back and get that football.
They're still trying to get lined up here on this 1st and goal. And they get lined up enough to stop that run. DJ Hicks plugged the middle, and Durham stopped behind the line.
The success on this drive has been over the middle with a couple nice passes and good adjustments back by the receivers on both those throws. Durham kind of a limp off the field, so he'll go out and Josh Williams will come back in.
Mason Taylor caught a touchdown pass from about this spot on the field early in the game. He's been pretty quiet since. He's lined up to the right, and Lacey is split out far right. Rolling on 2nd and goal, looking to the end zone. Catch made, and it's Green for a touchdown. Tre'Dez Green, the 6'7" freshman tight end. They got a couple of red zone weapons, maybe 4 or 5 on this team. He's one of them.
He sure is. See if he extends across. If that left knee is down. It's a tough angle there to see if he in fact broke the plane. Here's the better look.
Knee down right.
Left knee. Where's the football when it touches?
It's
see there.
It's pretty close. The
This will be a
progressive
great
pylon
look.
cam will be the view. Again, they called it a touchdown on the field. Got to be clear and obvious that it wasn't.
This will be a great look. Does he extend and get it across? Ooh, lost a progressive pylon cam.
It's kind of bang bang. Let's back it up. There's that left knee. He didn't stretch the ball. He was protecting it in his arm when he got
Down
the
right
goal
there.
line.
I think he's short by about 6 inches. Well, this is a man beater. They're going to probably bring this back. Man beater, and look at the traffic right here. Good job of designing that. Tough for the defensive back to be able to get around it. That's B.J. Mays who had the 2 picks, but at least he was able to make the tackle.
Kyle Olson now announcing that this is under replay review, so they'll start the process. It always takes a while for them to announce that they're reviewing it. I mean, pretty clear they were going to review it.
Yeah.
Another look. Now, again, called a touchdown. Keep an eye on that
left knee
down right.
Down.
There is the ball short. It looks like it.
Bill, you see that about 6-8 inches short?
I do see that short, and it should be brought back and
here it is.
Placed about 3
there it is, right
off the goal line.
Yeah, it's inside the half-yard line.
It'll be 3rd down if they do take the touchdown off the board from there.
Yep.
They had the offense out there going to try a 2-point conversion to cut this to a 3-point lead. So that's obviously Kelly's thinking if they can muscle it across. And what we expect will be a 3rd down and goal play.
It's an 8 plays, 78 yards so far.
After video review, the runner's left knee was down and the ball was just outside the goal line.
Yeah.
It'll be 3rd down with the ball placed just outside the goal line.
Just outside, so that's pretty close.
Yeah. But it's outside. And now you got 3rd and goal against a really good defensive line.
You got big Albert Regis and Shamar Turner. DJ Hicks has played a good ball game tonight. Those are the big fellas in the middle trying to stop Nussmeier from sneaking it across, if that's the call. Good luck trying to hear in that helmet.
He hasn't been under center at all, much at all tonight. So see if he gets under center with a quick huddle. Sometimes you go quick huddle here to not let the defense get lined up.
Aggies are bracing.
Sugar huddle. He got a couple big fellas behind him. Taylor's in there.
Williams is the back. It's the old shove. Aggies are ready for it. Who's going to win this test of will? There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage. Was somebody lined up offside, or was there a flinch?
I don't think LSU. Let's see what they're going to call here.
It's a big call.
Yeah.
Backs it up 5 yards. This becomes a difficult proposition for Kelly's offense.
Offside. Defense, number 0 in the neutral zone at the snap. Half the distance of the goal. Remains 3rd down.
Isn't it hard not to line up in the neutral zone when the ball is that close to the end zone? You're trying to do your best. They were clearly over there. Yeah.
There he is.
Bunch of dudes. So now it's even closer than just outside.
Okay. Yeah, right. That was 18 Howe. But he called 0. Let's see the same play. Look how close that is. That's a great look right there.
There's the snap. There's the shove.
He's in.
Where's the call? Not yet. Not yet. Touchdown. He did get in. That massive humanity picking up just a couple of inches there. Nussmeier helped to his feet. That was a tremendous drive and a response by this offense. Will Campbell, big fella, helped to his feet, and he's going to move around gingerly.
But they beat him. They beat him off the ball, though, right?
I mean, Dorian York just launching.
Right. Shamar Stewart got in there.
That was a great angle.
Great. Look at over the top there. 21 York, 4 Stewart. But it was the push from behind that gave him just enough momentum to get into the end zone.
So now they go for 2, trying to make it 3-point game. Dos Equis bringing you this go for Dos. What a battle this has been. These two teams together with the stakes as high as they are. This time it is not disappointed. Lacey's off to the right. Taylor's to the left side. Thomas comes across in motion. Nussmeier pressured and just floats it up way over the head of everybody. Shamar Turner brought the pressure. Try fails and the lead remains.
Reed and what he's done in these last 3 possessions where he's put 21 points up on the board and has ignited this Texas A&M team and this stadium, the atmosphere, everybody is feeding off of his energy. And LSU's defense has yet to stop this Aggie offense with number 10 under center.
And Burrell boots it out of the end zone. You see the rankings brought to you by Capital One. Oregon, another convincing win in the Big Ten. It was a home game. Penn State does survive, wins it by 15. Good win with Aller getting knocked out of the game. Ohio State, the late touchdown to hold on.
Yeah.
Texas held on against Vanderbilt. And Miami wins the rivalry game easily. Duke comes to Miami next week. So here we go. As you said, they're 3 for 3 with touchdowns with Reed there.
What's the answer? You got to make Marcel Reed. You got to get him to 3rd down. But how do you hold up on 1st and 2nd down? You got to assign these backers to take Marcel Reed off that edge run game.
He'll launch downfield, has a man open, tries to fit it in. Noah Thomas has got it. And he's planted to the 21, but Reed makes an electric play through the air. Wow.
Well, he split the safeties. I think it's a bust in coverage. He was free the entire time he ran down. Gilbert's trying to catch up. Zy Alexander trying to get over there. If your idea is, hey, let's make this guy just throw from the pocket, he can spin it. But you'll see this receiver just kind of split right down the middle of this defense. Late reaction by Gilbert. Just sitting back playing zone, but I think because the threat of Marcel Reed running, their eyes are in that backfield. They're worried about, let me make sure he's not running first, so they're a step or two late to get into coverage. And A&M and Marcel Reed make them pay for it there on 1st and 10.
They had made an explosive play through the pass game all night. Thomas, who's the leading receiver on this team, didn't have a catch until that 54-yard grab. So the Aggies up 5 again in that situation where a touchdown would stretch the lead to a 2-score margin. A field goal would keep it an 8-point game. Keeper again. Reed sprints to the edge. They have no answer for number 10 right now.
Let's make sure we're talking a lot about Marcel Reed, but Colin Klein deserves a lot of credit. Like, he's just been holding on to this offense right here, holding on to this offense, because this is the offense that he imagines. This is what he's always been associated with, both as a player and as a play caller, and getting Marcel Reed inserted has freed him up to be able to get this offense dialed up the way he's always envisioned and always been a part of.
LSU did not come in prepared for this quarterback, this kind of attack, and how could they have? Keeper again, right up the middle, dodging tacklers, falling forward to the 2. Reed looks unstoppable right now.
All right, so this is what the answer is. Okay, you just take the back. Okay, that's the first thing. Now you've got to take the quarterback. But he doesn't. So, and you got an instinctive runner who has an ability to wherever you go, I'm going in a different direction. BK right now just flabbergasted over how to stop this offense.
They had him closed down, and then Deshaun Spears were just grabbing at air. 2nd and goal. Handoff. Moss muscles in. 4 for 4 with Reed at the helm. They took it 75 yards in a minute 48. The big downfield shot set it up.
Man, dude, I think the whole SEC right now is watching Texas A&M with Marcel Reed saying, I don't want any of that. I don't want anything, because the kid can throw it. You throw in his ability to run and all the eyes and how you're impacted with the zone read and the interior run with Moss, then he pulls it, and then they throw it with him on 1st and 10.
He had been the quarterback, and the Aggies faced Missouri, and they weren't sure Wakeman was going to come back, and they looked first of the 2 interceptions by B.J. Mays. Turned it on a dime. Marcel Reed comes in, and this offense has been unstoppable.
What a scene, man. One guy has changed this atmosphere.
I throw in Mays too, right? He made the play to turn around.
The crowd was out of the game. LSU comfortable lead, and you got to give Mike Elko credit for inserting Marcel Reed. It's not an easy thing to do, right?
Last possession, Nussmeier drove him down the field. It was a terrific drive to stay in contact. Now he's got to do it again, and time is important. They spent a timeout already, so they've got 2 of them, plus eventually the 2-minute timeout, but really can't afford a methodical, grinding drive.
No, not at all.
Maybe you go onside kick just to not have to get Marcel Reed to stop.
Right. Blake Baker's got to be over there. Be interesting to see what he's doing over there maybe after this play. I mean, they 4 for 4. They cannot come up with any answers.
Plenty of speedy weapons and playmakers for Nussmeier to try to use here. See if Elko is aggressive. Now they rush 4, and they still get him. They close the pocket down. Nick Scorton his first sack tonight. The future first-round pick doing a dance. B.J. Hicks was part of the show, too.
Well, we know what he could do when he was at Purdue, and here he comes off the edge. Big man with a nice bend right there and the strength to finish that sack with the right arm. Heck of a matchup there with Emory Jones.
Only the third time this season that Nussmeier has been knocked down. Sacked, I should say. Now way behind the sticks. They use Josh Williams to get a chunk of yardage back. No choice here now. Down 12. You think Kelly's got to keep the offense out there. They got 2 plays ready to get to 10 yards.
They got a lot of options here. Mason Taylor, who's moving off to the right in these situations. If he can get matched up one-on-one on a crossing route, like a mesh route underneath, always a good option with his size. Lacey isolated up top.
Nussmeier on the move, has a lot of room. Rarely does he take off and run. That's a crucial third down conversion there, as he does keep it with his legs and pick up 12. That's been rare this season.
Yeah, it sure has. You show a little bit of pressure, then they bail, but look at the back end of this defense. They're playing man-to-man coverage. So Nussmeier, like you said, Chris, he doesn't normally do this, but nobody accounts for him. So he has all that grass. Good play to pick up the first.
By the way, no slide. He's lowered the shoulder into Torian York. Now flips it into coverage. It's picked off again. York drifting back, and a third interception for Nussmeier. That might doom LSU's comeback chances. This place is bonkers.
He got fooled here. This place is unhinged, by the way. He's right here. And watch this. Can't get to the quarterback. Now he's just going to read his eyes. Kind of feel this, feel it, feel it, feel it. Sees the back sneaking out. He's there just in case. And baits him into that throw, that check down, and steps in front of it to pick him off.
York is such an energy player. He has really cut loose and played great football the last few games. One of the leaders. He's the green dot in that defense, the communicator. Marcel Reed says, we get the football back. Nussmeier hadn't had a 3-interception game in his career, not a terribly long one until tonight. York is down on the field being checked out there. Holly, what do you have?
Well, guys, you're talking about Torian York. What an incredible young man. He was named team captain of the Aggies at just 18 years old. He enrolled early as a 17-year-old, and he is the voice on this team. When guys are struggling, it's him that calls them and says, hey, I need your voice. I need you to work harder. I need you to do this. At 19 years old now, he has been a game changer, a culture changer, and one of the best leaders this team has ever seen.
Yeah, his parents dropped him off here when he was 17 years old. He said, what do they say? Your dad says, hey, the standard is the standard.
Yep. That's
He's
it.
met the standard.
Enough said. He's grown up right here.
Now can Marcel Reed continue to pitch a perfect game here? End around to Bussey. The freshman's got speed, knives through, and picks up 9 or 10.
This second half for Mike Elko is going to be remembered for a long time from the Texas A&M fan base. The adjustments that he talked about with Holly, fooling Nussmeier. He completed 45% of his passes in this second half with 3 interceptions compared to that first half where he was flawless. So that box is checked. He inserts the quarterback Marcel Reed to a lifeless offense that just wasn't going anywhere. 4 straight drives with touchdowns for the A&M offense.
They use a lot of the play clock, and Pete Daniels, Amari Daniels in the secondary. Daniels shoved that at the 1. And this Aggie offense smelling blood and trying to deliver the dagger right here.
Just cannot say enough about this left guard, a freshman, and the job that he's done. TJ Shanahan, look at that nice block there, able to kind of create that wall to let Daniels get outside and then get to speed, almost takes it to the house. This LSU defense is gassed physically and mentally after these last 5 possessions for Texas A&M. He's about to be 5 for 5.
It's well put. Shell-shocked is an understatement at the moment. Daniels dragged down short, but all that does is really use more time.
Yeah.
You made a good point. I mean, look, in the conference is watching this game. It's the primetime game, best matchup of this weekend. First place to the winner. And now they've seen an A&M team with a very, very interesting wrinkle to throw at you.
Shane Beamer and the boys in Columbia are saying, we're up next. We get a chance to see this offense with number 10.
Win here puts them 5-0 with just 3 more SEC games to go. Fumbled exchange down there at the goal line. There's a flag down. Reed under center this time, pulled away and didn't have the ball.
False start. Offense. The left guard. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Majay Reed Adams did eventually recover the football anyway.
Yeah. Left guard, who I just bragged about, of course, perfectly timed there. Little miscue.
And moves it back to the 6.
That's unacceptable by Marcel Reed. I don't know what he's dropping a snap like that. What the heck's going on out there?
If they
kidding.
They can force a field goal attempt. It would, in theory, be still within 2 scores.
He's averaging 11 yards a play since he's been out there. 11 yards a play. It's pretty good.
He's a lot of the play clock. He's still got it, and that time they're all over him. And we're going to get fooled a 5th time. Braden Swinson dragged him down. Crowd wanted a flag as his helmet just about came off. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
You know, his eyes are actually in here, and I thought they'd be out here on Swinson. Look at his head looking inside. And if he would have read the outside man there, he would have handed that football off.
Kelly trying to preserve some time here. Called his 2nd timeout. Put a few seconds back on, so 3:53. And we will step aside with the Aggies setting up. The LSU timeout. Elko's offense back on the field, trying to make this a 3-score game and turn out the lights on LSU. 3rd and goal. Trying to get him to jump off with that clap. LSU's not biting. Around the end, handoff, Bossy, strung out and slammed down. So LSU's defense does a good job bowing up there. That mishandled snap was important.
Yeah.
Spears made the play.
The movement.
4th and goal.
Yeah, the movement on that play pushed him back. Defense doing its job here on 3rd down. Good job of stretching this play out. You don't have to worry about Marcel Reed's legs here.
You spend the final timeout. Field goal, of course, would make it 16-point margin. A 15-point margin, excuse me. It's still a 2-score game. I see the win probability. LSU has a 0.2% chance to win. It says so. The odds are slim, but it would still be a 2-score game. You ever notice that the stats monitor has the win probability?
I had no idea.
Right there. Anytime you want to check and see.
I'll sneak around over there.
99.8 for A&M at the moment.
Okay, let's see if it changes if he hits this field goal to go up 15. Not a whole lot of wiggle room there at 0.2.
No, there's not. There's a chance, Tiger fans, but the computer says not a very good one. Bond from 26. They did keep this Marcel Reed-led offense out of the end zone for the first time. But it's still points on all 5 drives that he's engineered since that takeaway. flag down after the made field goal, so we'll check that out. Kyle Olson's crew has been pretty busy after halftime. He's walking over to have a conversation with Elko.
I think he ran into the kicker, Womack, as he was trying to block this. That's what they're saying. You want the points or the 5 yards? They're going to take the points.
Yeah. Running into the kicker, defense, number 15. That penalty's declined. The kick is good.
Would have made it 4th and goal at the 5 and said he'll take the field goal.
Yep.
And the margin is up to 15 now.
Yeah, he hurdles and Womack goes up and over and then continues right into the kicker. So they'll get the 3 points. It's really more about what is Nussmeier going to do here? How quickly can they put points on the board if they do it all? Marcel Reed now 5 drives, 22 plays, 200 yards.
Wow.
And 31 points. I'm already ready to see him play next week.
I'm not sure that the Gamecocks fans were ready for that. Columbia. Meanwhile, Nussmeier, no timeouts to work with except for the 2-minute timeout. They had to spend them the last 2 there in that defensive series to preserve some clock. What do you really need to show him the iPad there? I wouldn't get in his way.
Keep doing you.
Again, LSU does have downfield threats. The ability to pick up chunk yardage. So A&M cannot feel like this is salted away. Despite the 99.9% now, it's grown 0.1% as he made the field goal.
Right. Okay. We're running out of room there.
We don't spend a lot of time looking at that line. And this is what's happened with the Aggies defense. No takeaways here in the second half.
What a job of turning up the pressure. This was, we were talking at the break. If that doesn't happen, that was a 3rd down. If you just threw that away instead of throwing it up to B.J. Mays, another interception by Mays, what happens in this game? But they were able to regain the momentum, continue to play great defense, get the ball back to Marcel Reed, and have gotten after Garrett Nussmeier. It's been one half to the other, one extreme to the other for Nussmeier. That's 3 interceptions in the second half alone.
31 points for the Aggies after the break. Five receivers needing a chunk play. It's a long throw. Taylor makes the catch. Came back to get it, turns upfield, and picks up about 15.
Well, that is a long throw, like you said, left hash, an outcut all the way across the field, sidearm. Pretty close to getting a hand on that by the freshman Ricks, but he doesn't, so he gives up some extra yards after the catch. This is about being conservative and smart, getting the safeties back if you're A&M. You just don't want to give up an easy one. You can give some yards underneath, just nothing over your head.
Clock moving, and Nussmeier's being quite methodical here.
I think he thought the clock stopped.
Now outside of 2 minutes, it started again, and it's a throwaway. Pressure by Shamar Stewart.
What a game, what a half, especially this defensive front have had. Stewart at 6'6", 290. Albert Regis in there, 6'2", 310. DJ Hicks, that's another 300-pounder. Shamar Turner's been everywhere, up there, number 5. Nick Scorton, of course, off the edge. Just a great defensive front, as you'd expect in College Station. And Mike Elko in his first year, what a fit with this group.
Lacey and Taylor off to the right side. And again, it's Taylor underneath. Short gain. Gets out of bounds. Just a 4-yard gain, and the clock is, the Nussmeier needs to be where the clock's going to crank up here.
And again, A&M, they're going to give those plays up all day. No worries at all, giving up those easy throws underneath. Just don't want to fall for a double move.
Very, very methodical here.
Yeah.
Clock continues to bleed away. They need 2 touchdowns here.
I mean, how much time have they wasted here? 20 seconds, 25, 30 seconds?
Nussmeier can't take a sack, but does. They knock him to the ground. A&M's defense makes a big play. That's Rylan Kennedy. And LSU down at desperation time. It's 4th down.
Boy, what a job from the backside of not giving up here. This is a great effort sack. Get around Emory Jones, keep chasing, and bring him down. We didn't bring up Kennedy, a linebacker who Jay Bateman said, whoa, is this guy going to be special? We're so caught up in all the other guys. He said he's an athletic freak. We sure saw it there.
Nussmeier could not take a sack there, had to throw it away, and was so dazed afterwards, they just let the 2 minutes run down. 2-minute timeout. It's going to be 4th down and 15 for Kelly's team. Desperation time for LSU. Got to convert on 4th and 15 to keep very faint comeback hopes alive. See if the Aggies could drop back, play coverage, or try to heat up the pocket again.
They heat up the pocket even when they don't mean to.
Good point.
Here they come.
Nussmeier on the run, flings it into the ground, and that's it. He took a shot after the play, getting up very slowly. This offensive line so good at protecting him. He was under duress a lot tonight. Only got sacked twice, but he got pressured a bunch.
And they brought pressure off the edges here. He said, are they going to dial it up? And they do. So much for being conservative. 4th and 15. Let's sit back and play prevent. Keep it in front. Nope. Let's dial it up. Get after him. A little shove at the end. No problem. That's part of football. But, man, this is a heck of a story in college football. The SEC, 2 undefeated teams this weekend. The only 2 left. LSU looked like they were in the driver's seat, up 17-7 at half. And here came Texas A&M with Marcel Reed inserted into that 3rd quarter. And A&M has not looked back. And, man, this is going to send shockwaves throughout the SEC and the discussion now for the postseason.
No doubt. 2 road games in the conference remaining. Mentioned South Carolina. Then they head to Mexico State here. Then it's at Auburn. And then the Texas Longhorns come to town Thanksgiving weekend.
I just got to say this about this guy right here. He's been a great assistant coach for a long time. He went to Duke to become a head coach. You and I have known him for a long time. This guy down here, with the recruiting base that they have, with the traditions that they have, with the the resources they have, in a matter of time, he's going to change the culture. This was extreme in the other direction when he got here. He's going to get it right, do the little things right. He's going to recruit. And, man, they're just scratching the surface of what this thing's going to become with his leadership.
Did not inherit a bare cupboard on defense. There was talent here, obviously, but they do start 7 transfers. So they worked the portal well, picked guys very, very well, and developed players well. The offensive piece, I agree, that they'll continue to be recruits arrive on that side of the ball.
Yeah, but this guy is a football coach, man. He is a tough, old school, demanding football coach, which is kind of tough to do in this transfer portal NIL era. But he draws a line in the sand, and the dudes that understand it, they stick around. The ones that don't, they get the hell out of here and they find new players.
On a blackout night in College Station, a resounding comeback for Texas A&M, and the Aggies alone atop the Southeastern Conference, heading down the stretch run, looking very much like a playoff contending team. Let's get Mike Elko's reaction to this big win with Holly.
Well, Coach, first time in school history, 5-0 in the SEC. What did it take tonight?
Yeah, an awful lot of grit, an awful lot of toughness. We didn't do everything right, but our kids just battled. I thought we were physical at the line of scrimmage. I thought we controlled the running game. I thought we really pressured him in the second half. He's a great quarterback, but we kept him on the run, and we made enough